That's called
Wait,
confirmation
bias.
That's called confirmation bias,
Yeah,
right?
some school
So
shit,
you
yeah.
want to stop the confirmation bias, right? Because you might, it's hard for people to deal with that. Like, oh, this is what I grew up with. You tell me something different. It's like, yeah, I am, but this shit facts. Read, and they be like, it's fucking my head up.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it. Or some people be like, wow, it's fucking my head up.
Yeah.
I want to read this shit. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's two different niggas. Like,
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing without a woman out there. Maybe the electrolytes to take us out of the dark. Maybe the boat full of water, like Noah made the ark. This is a man's world. But it would be nothing without a woman out there.
Boy King Rob.
It's your boy Naughty G.
And we want to welcome y'all back to another edition of Men Cheat Codes. Appreciate
Yes,
y'all for
sir.
tuning in with us again for season 2.
Yes, sir.
Man, so today we got a very, very special guest today. He's not only my friend, but he's like a brother to me. Me and this guy has been through a ton of shit in life. I would say college, but we done been through the college shit, and even now post-college, man, we still kind of going through life together, learning life together, and things like that. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and then we'll get into it.
Yes, sir.
what's good, y'all, man? I'm Cornelius Ingram. And I'm, just a simple guy.
Yeah.
Trying to have a simple living.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm on, man.
Hey man, he being too humble right now, man. He being way too humble right now, man, because he's in my opinion, a very, very special guest.
Yeah.
Honestly, again, in my opinion, he's probably one of the best guests we done had. And I think today y'all gonna see exactly why. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in, Corn. Let's go ahead and just kind of start off with how you and I met, how our relationship kind of got kickstarted, and where we at now with it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey. All right, bet. So how me and King Rob met, man. Basically, let me get up on the mic.
There
So
you go.
basically, man, it was kind of random, bro. It was like one summer, I know. I think the president of Black Male Initiative at the time, he kind of like, I think maybe you hit him up. Devontae Johnson, and he kind of like refers you to me. I think he just had too much stuff going on at the time.
That's exactly right.
And then it ended up being like a perfect match, bro. Like, he
Right.
called me on FaceTime one day.
Yeah.
Then we just talked about it. He was like, yeah, bro. We're like, I'm trying to do this, that.
Yeah.
Woo, woo. I'm like, shit. I was fake trying to do the same shit, but hey, fuck it, I'm with you, nigga. Let's do it, shit.
Yeah.
He like, shit, let's do it. And
Right.
shit, it was just me and Rob. And then it became like me, Rob, and Janae. Adriana was always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then shit, it was just
And then-
kept building.
And
Yeah.
so let me fill y'all in a little bit on what he's speaking towards. So if y'all don't know King Rob, if y'all don't follow my social medias and stuff like that, in 2018, I decided, and then I decided to start an organization and build the Association of Black Psychologists at NIU to that campus. So again, if you don't know, the Association of Black Psychologists is an international organization that's specifically designed to help black people deal with the issues of the black community from a black perspective, right? Psychology has been around since the beginning of time, but there has never been a psychology that has been specific to black people and the issues of black people, particularly here in America. Right. So when I came across this organization, I thought it was a fantastic organization. And then I learned that they actually have chapters to where that you can charter on the school or the campus that you're on. So I thought it was a fantastic idea. Right. So that's essentially what happened in 2018. I brought the organization to the campus, and when I brought the organization to the campus, obviously I couldn't do it by myself, right? We needed members, we needed an executive board, things like that. We needed committees and stuff like that to actually run the organization. So what I did was reach out to Black Male Initiative, which is another organization that's on the campus of Northern Illinois University.
Hell yeah.
And what this organization does is similar to what ABPSI or the Association of Black Psychologists do, but what Black Male Initiative do is that instead of being specialized in psychology for black people, they're just specialized in the achievement and in the transformation of black men, right? So if you ever heard of this organization or have ever have been around this organization, it's not only at Northern, they're on different campuses as well. But what Black Male Initiative do is that they literally transform the lives of Black men. Oftentimes, a lot of Black men come into the university setting, and oftentimes we are first generation. Were you first generation?
Male.
Okay.
Yeah, first generation male on my mama's side. Yeah.
Right. Either way, but it's still like, we come into these onto these campuses and we don't know where to start. We don't know where to go, and especially at a PWI or a predominantly white institution, you don't see a lot of people like you. And my guy Jay can speak on that as well, because that's how me and bro met. Right. We was at a PWI and we linked up and we was like this. So similar to that, right? So that's what Black Male Initiative do. They transform the lives of Black men. They help them graduate. What is our motto?
To graduate. Fuck what you talking about.
Yes, sir. That's the fuck I'm talking about, right? So long story short, I reached out to Black Male Initiative at the time. It was a guy by the name of Devontae who was the president of the organization. I reached out to him and it was essentially asking for help, and he capped it a butt with me. He's like, hey, I might not have the time, I might not be the perfect guy for you, but I can recommend someone to you. And that's how I met this man right here. And I met this man. And when I met this man, the rest was just history, in terms of the success of our organization and just in terms of our friendship and our brotherhood. So that's essentially how we met. And we've been locked in ever since, So again, if you're not following my socials, follow the socials, and also follow the social medias of the Association of Black Psychologists at Northern Illinois University. That's enough on that, right? So with that being said, you got any questions real quick before we?
No, sir. I'm listening.
Okay, cool.
Paying attention.
Okay, cool. All right, so enough on that. Corn, do you want to maybe let them know what you're doing now, postgraduate, and then we maybe kind of circle back around and come back around to some of the stuff we did in college?
All right, bet. Yeah, so right now I'm a school-based clinician out in Rockford. About to relocate out here, actually. And I'm also at the Chicago School of Professional Psychology.
Yes, sir.
Now just the Chicago School. And I pay all this money, for that extra name and shit. But they want to take the name off and shit. Just the Chicago. Then niggas be like, what's the Chicago School?
Yeah.
The Chicago School, nigga. But the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, I'm working on my MED and my EDS. EDS is the Educational Specialist degree for school psych. So that's really what I'm on. And being a school-based clinician is working hand-in-hand with it. So the transferable skills is there. You feel me?
So hold on.
Experience is there.
Break that down a little bit more. What does that mean to our community? Like, what do a guy like you, what will you be doing with the community? How do you help the community? Because it's school-based clinician, and then you said what was it?
So right now I'm working, getting my master's in education,
right,
and educational specialist degree, or EDS in school psych.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. So basically, what a school-based clinician kind of does is they do mental health techniques. They teach positive maladaptive coping techniques.
Okay.
You assess children.
You gotta break it down a little bit more.
What's some of them techniques?
Yeah.
Okay, so a simple technique, right? Like, I don't know, when let's say Jerome is in a room,
right,
and Jerome is known for throwing temper tantrums. Temper tantrums are him throwing shit on the floor,
right,
shouting, knocking shit over, type shit. So what's some techniques that we can teach him how to,
it's cheat code, so listen up.
Yeah, basically cheat code. So like, how can you really like manage your emotions, right? So one way could be, breathing technique. Take, some deep breaths. Take a huge, large deep breath, and then exhale in small increments. Shit
Right,
like
right.
that,
Okay, yeah.
Just certain things with wellness, like take a walk, nigga. Like if you stress, don't smoke, nigga. Like shit, go work out. Right. You feel me? Just positive ways to deal with things that you coping with, because that's kind of our problem in our community, man. Like we deal with shit. I mean, we go through shit, bro. Then we just be like, fucking, I ain't trying to remember shit. Like I'm just finna get drunk, finna get high, finna smoke, I'm finna go fuck something.
Yeah.
I'm finna go do some dumb shit. I'm finna do everything but some shit to really help me.
Exactly. So if it's a viewer out there, can they reach out to you for them techniques? Or?
For sure, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
where can they find you?
Yeah, give me your handles and everything, bro. Let them know.
Damn, what is my stuff? I barely be on it, bro. I just seen I ain't posted on Instagram like in a year, bro. Since January. My Instagram is He Who Shines.
Okay.
That's what my name means, my middle name.
Right.
So He Who Shines, you can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Ingram. Damn, I don't know my Twitter name.
But I mean,
I forgot, bro.
Whatever you got, I mean, as long as they can reach you, you know what I mean?
And then I got a YouTube And I ain't got no followers on it. But
nah,
it's called
yeah.
1% deprogramming.
Right.
So man, hopefully I get the followers up and get to post on that with
Yeah,
my
for
more,
sure.
you know, when I get some more free time, shit like that.
For sure.
And honestly, now that you on the show, you're a part of Mantico's too, so they can
Yeah.
reach you through here now, right?
Okay.
If y'all want to
Yeah.
get up with my
Yeah.
mans, or if y'all need techniques, or if y'all got questions,
Right.
y'all can reach out to us, and I can get y'all connected with him.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's what you're doing now, right? You're a school-based clinician, right? Or that's what you're planning on doing, right? Eventually. Okay. So what got you into that? Like, was it something that you went through in your own life, or did you see something out there in the community to where like you was like, man, like somebody got to do something about this shit. Let it just be me. Like, what even got you going down this path?
Shit, bro. It kind of was all that, bro. Like, I know. So I lost my father at a young age, like freshman year in high school. So like, I was doing all kind of shit. You feel me? I was out here fucking. I was out here smoking.
Yeah.
I was out here partying, doing all kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I just need the nigga to be like, yo, bro, slow down. That shit ain't gonna help anything. Like, shit ain't helped me, bro, until some BMI shit, bro. I went to this little Don Anthony Bramley, bro. You know, the founder of Black Male Initiative, wherever it's at.
Yeah.
Don basically took us to this conference, bro, and this man named something Wade, bro. And he was talking about
I remember you bringing bro name,
bro,
up.
he was talking about something, bro, about like fathers, and I guess the nigga could see it was resonating with me. So he like after the he was talking, he just pointed me out and was like, "Hey man, let me talk to you real quick. I can see what I was saying. Touch you, bro. Like, what's up?" I'm like, man, this corny ass nigga, man. This nigga, man, he think he knows some shit, whatever. And he talking to me and shit. He like, yeah, woo, get to talk about my pops and shit, and he like. Like, it came around, like, he was like, yeah, it's been like, what, 4-5 years since it happened? And I was like, yeah, I ain't cry about that shit, bro. Like, I'm a demon, bro. The fuck you talking about? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And then he like, that shit ain't cool, bro. Like, then he just started telling me, like, yeah, bro, you gotta release them feelings, those emotions and shit. Like, that shit ain't cool, being overly masculine and bottling up your feelings and shit. You just gonna fuck your own self up. So then, like, when he broke that shit down to me, he kind of clicked, and I just started crying, bro. Like,
Damn, right
I
there.
just started crying right there, bro. Like, I couldn't stop. Like, I was just crying, bro.
So you
for
saying,
an hour, bro? Like, I ain't deal with my trauma in the past, bro. I kind of just like brush that shit aside, bro. Just numb that shit with drugs and just doing shit. Like,
Do you mind if I ask, how'd your father pass?
so my father passed because of health issues.
Okay.
Due to not having positive coping techniques. So that's kind of what it is. That's as far as I really want to get into it.
Absolutely.
But like, yeah, just health problems, man.
Yeah. But even then, I was asking that question because you brought up the fact that you didn't cry, right?
Yeah.
And you're old enough and aware enough to know like that shit hurt. Like you able to feel that and understand that like he's here and he's not here, right?
Yeah, bro.
So you didn't cry, but then you had this conversation with this guy at a conference.
No one
and
know him.
Don't even know him, and within minutes you didn't almost release 5 years worth of not 5 years worth of pain, but just in terms of it. It's been so long without you releasing it, and you have a conversation with a guy, and in 5 minutes, those tears started to roll down. That should have been rolling down from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So, do you think that was like a calling or something maybe for you, or like?
But not even that, bro. That was the calling for me to just do some shit, bro. Like, I went to college just because, you know, like, I'll keep it a buck. Like, I ain't grew up in no struggle.
Right.
My mom did well for herself. You know what I mean? Like, she took care of her. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, me growing up, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just kind of went to college, like, hey, we go to school.
Right.
You know, I ain't really had no plans, bro.
Yeah,
I honestly, I was kind of like that stereotype. Like, I didn't think I would even get that far type shit. I was just like, shit, I'm just gonna go with the motions, live life type shit. And then like it got to it. It was like, all right, nigga, you graduated high school, nigga. Like, what's next? Like, you finna either go to college or you gonna work a job, stay at home with your mama, try to find a job and move out your mama's house. Woo woo. I'm like, I ain't trying to stay at my mama's house.
Yeah.
Shit, I ain't trying to really work a job.
Yeah.
Cause ain't no jobs out here that's fun type shit. So I'm just like, shit, fuck it, I go to school, shit.
Yeah.
So I went to school. When I think my major was kinesiology because I always wanted to help people. So like for me, it was like I saw D Rose get hurt, and I'm like, bro, that's D Rose. Like D Rose went to Beasley Academic Center. I went to Beasley. I used to see him hoop because my sister was on the girls basketball team for Beasley. And I see the nigga, bro, flying. I'll be like, this nigga flying.
So you see D Rose play live in person in high
Hell
school.
yeah. He went to Beasley.
yeah.
So I'm like, this nigga flying, bro. Then he got hurt. And he was like, you remember, like he was scared, like he wasn't going as fast and shit, or he was being too careful. I'm like, damn, nigga, you D Rose, bro. Like, you a damn demon, bro. Like, damn, like go crazy. I'm like, bro, if only I could be like this nigga, like physical therapist, bro. Like, because when I would help him physically, I would help him mentally,
right?
Because and that's kind of where it was. It was like, damn, like now I was like, all right, I want to, you know, be a physical therapist, have a program. Some kids come to my community center type shit, and I help them like that and whatever. But then they end up changing because then I switched to sociology. Yep. Then I had that race and ethnicity class. Yep. Then that shit fucked up my perspective. I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh shit, okay, fuck it. I want to go to psychology now because now I want to get deep into like
the
you
mental
feel
of
me,
it
like
all, the mind
like,
of it all.
Yeah, like what's with that nigga Michael Myers, bro? Like what was it? Like what was going on in this nigga head? Like I want to know that shit. I don't know how to get down to the bottom of that shit. Like what the fuck? And then I got into psych. And then more so as I, you know, as you and me started doing this shit on campus, bro, with ABC, and like after you graduated, you know, we did that thing being in Huntley Middle School and DeKalb High, like me, LaKenya, D. Yeah, like we feel me, we'll go, Paul, like we'll Calvin, we'll go there like on Wednesdays in the morning, you know, basically help the kids, be like kind of just be chaperones, because it wasn't too much we could do. We were still students ourselves, but we just be there as a presence, like, because I mean, DeKalb is a very white town.
Absolutely.
You know, so like the kids there, they not even really from DeKalb, they from the city. It's just, you know, it's cheaper out there, so they out there and like they just like alone. Like, I seen a black kid, so-called black kid, and he over there like quiet reading anime and shit. I mean, reading a manga, and I'm like, yo, that shit raw as fuck. Like, I watched this and that. He like, see his eyes light up. He like, you watch that? Like, whoa, like they make fun of me. I'm like,
so let me ask you this.
They lame, bro. Like,
so let me ask you this. So it sounds like that you've always had, like you said, a passion to help people, and you thought it maybe was sports, but then you kind of had a couple of classes and you started to have the experiences with ABC, and you kind of like started to understand, like, okay, like I can help people physically, but the real work is helping people mentally, right? And then you had the experience at the conference, at the BMI conference, and that wakes you up even more, or along the same lines, right? And then that's how you get to where you are today, right? So I do want to kind of pivot a little bit, not so much, but pivot a little bit, because I do want to kind of touch on that race and ethnicity class that you talked about, because even for myself, like, that's why I also decided to become a psych major and why I wanted to pursue psychology, primarily because I always wanted to understand myself and understand why I behaved a certain way and why I did certain things, but I also wanted to know why do people do certain things, like why, like for instance, why the fuck is it some people are rich and some people are poor? Like, if everybody want money, if everybody want to be rich, why are some people not rich and some people are? Like, that to me just like always blew my mind, and I wanted to figure out, like, if it's money out there, why the fuck is we sitting in the crib with no lights on? Like, why ain't my people getting to the money, right? So that's what my mind was. And then as you grow older, and then my father was also in the Nation of Islam, so you know they somewhat pro-black. I don't like really you like to use the word pro-black.
Black nationalists.
Yeah, exactly, right. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where the race and ethnicity part came in it for me. But then when you start to look at it and you start to see that black people really are we are in a fucked up environmental condition in terms of just like living in the ghetto and, you know, dealing with racist police and shit like that. But we are also like in a prison mentally to where we can see the shit that's going on, but it's still hard for us to get out of these boxes and cycles and shit like that. So my question for you is, where did that turning point come for you, and what did you decide to do about it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did you decide to do about, okay, like, this is not only like a mental thing, but I want to help black people specifically. Like, I want to do this for black people. Like, where did that come from?
It's kind of like what you said. Like, it's so many other things and other problems that we have, but like, we can't get to them because we got to deal with our environment.
Right.
So if I'm worried about when I'm going to eat, why do I give a fuck about who's running for governor and type shit? Right. Honestly, to me, it seems like shit gonna be the same.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me?
Don't
like,
matter.
Why the fuck would I give a fuck about that other shit? And there ain't no Whole Foods or no Mariano's or Walmart or Sam's Club or Costco or Schmucks or Kroger. Nowhere, but it's hella liquor stores, it's a
Exactly.
church, and it's a fucking
Funeral
convenience store and a funeral home.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it, I'll just get me some hot flaming Cheetos, eat that shit for breakfast, and go to class, and
Yeah.
shit gonna be what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck, like, you feel me? It's our environment. It's what you eating. Like, you know, y'all know what the microbiome is. That's the second brain. That's the microbiome, just your stomach. So like, when you eating bullshit, like I'm saying, these food deserts, you eating bullshit, you eating hot flamings,
Right.
you drinking Mystics, you drinking Arizonas, drinking Pepsi, drinking Coke, eating these chips,
Yeah.
eating these Jolly Ranchers and shit,
Yeah.
these gummy bears. Like, that shit is fucking you up. Like, and that's not gonna give you clear thoughts. That's not gonna give you positive thoughts, you know? Like, like, you are what you eat, right? So, like, you are what you eat, bro. Like, you eating bullshit and processed foods, like, your skin's gonna show that. Like,
Yeah,
you eating bullshit, and now you're getting bumps, now you're getting acne.
Yep.
You eating bullshit, now you farting and shitting all the time.
Yep.
You eating bullshit,
Got
now
stomach
you getting
problems.
fat.
Yep.
Yeah, now you got stomach problems. What's the main factor here? Oh, my diet.
What I'm eating.
And then we always getting cancer and shit. Like 33% of the population is getting cancer in America now. Said them numbers went down, but shit, 33%, nigga, damn.
Still a third.
But that's all on diet. That's not even on genetics. They try to say it's genetics. Like, a lot of our things they tell us that it's genetics. And then we be like, oh yeah, you got diabetes. Oh, hypertension. Oh yeah, I had that.
Right.
Your
It
grandma
runs in
had
the
that.
family, yeah.
It run in the family.
Yeah.
You know, it don't.
Yeah.
But that Lowry season to run in the family, nigga, shit. How we
cheat code.
season shit.
That's a cheat code, man.
Like, that ain't.
Damn.
You feel me? That ain't genetics. That's what you eating yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
you got to read the label,
Yeah.
and be like, oh, what's this biotenazidine?
Yeah.
What's alkalakazine? You believe it? And there's 33 of these
Yeah.
motherfuckers on the bag, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
damn, I'll Google 2 of these, and one of them cause cancer. What the other 28 say? But we still gonna eat that shit
But see,
though.
look, let me ask you this though, because like you said, it's hard to get out of your own way when you in such a fucked up state, right?
Yeah.
So, like, do you think people need more people like yourself or more like podcasts like this to where we come on and we highlight these things and say like, look, this is what's fucking you up. This is what's fucking me up. Let's work on these things. Let's make this shit cool to actually change. Like, what is it that we need to do to actually wake the fuck up and start to work on this shit?
Shit, each one teach one. You ever heard of I think it's called 100 Monkeys effect? You know what that is? Like, so basically in this tribe of monkeys, right? The kids found out that, all right, so it's like a peach tree. The peaches fall off the tree and fall in the sand. The monkeys the whole time just been like, oh, we eat sandy peaches. Then the kids was like, one kid was like, shit, why don't I put a peach, dip it in the water, and then eat that bitch?
Right.
Then they was like, boy, we don't do that shit. What you talking about? Fuck that shit. So they saying fuck that shit. They shun him away. Then he like, fuck what y'all talking about. I'm finna tell the other little niggas. Hey, my age. Dip that shit in water. Then eat that shit. You ain't gonna have no sand in your mouth. They damn merch. I bet. They start doing that. Oh shit, my bad. I wanna see that lick again to a nigga. So they start doing that. And then now the adults like, oh damn, I seen my son clean the peaches and shit. Dip my shit in the water. And now it was only 10% of them doing it, but now it's about 70% of them doing it.
Right.
Now the people who ain't doing it knows are the minority.
Right.
So it's each one teach from, bro. Like, you need to teach. We gotta teach niggas. We gotta recorrect these misconceptions. We gotta teach them, like, you gotta teach them be healthy. You gotta teach them, hey, the black person number one consumer, but be the most taxed, and you got the lowest housing income. How be number one consumer? So you telling me we spend so much money that we can have our own country, but we got the lowest amount of household income, and we getting taxed the most?
So you saying
What the fuck?
we got the least amount of money, but somehow we spending the most amount
We
of money?
spending the most
How?
because we getting taxed most. Like, they taxing us, bro.
Ah, that makes sense now.
They
Because I'm like, how
finessing
you got
us.
less money, but you spending more money. But if you factor in those taxes, then it adds up.
And then people want to act like that shit ain't real. Like, I was just on a Brownsville wine tour, and then we was in what's it called, the community building right there on like 55th down the street from Pearl's place, and they had a whole video about how like a white family would come in, try to get a house, and they'd be like, oh yeah, it's $70,000, and then like a black family come in, hey, it's $114,000. It's like,
Yeah. That's
then
crazy.
you went up like 40K, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So what you're saying is that so what I'm understanding is that some of it is just us as black people just simply needing to do fucking better, teach better, live better, do better.
A little bit of it is just holding yourself accountable.
Right. That's kind of what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, because like we can all say this is what we've been doing and this is how mama did it and all that shit,
Yeah.
but how has it been going?
Yeah.
So we seeing how it's been going and it ain't been going that well. Maybe we should do something to adapt and change, right? But then when we start trying to bring up something to change or new, now it's a problem because now they like, nigga, I don't want to do some shit new. Right. But then niggas are socialists and shit and all liberal, but they don't want to do no new shit though. That's a little conservative. But then niggas say they ain't socialist but want to stem me though.
That's
too.
a deep point. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's some shit for y'all to chew on and think about. That's some shit.
I just look at it different though, because it's like if you do eat healthy, how you know that's healthy shit that they put in? Because you know it's still toxins and shit that do go with the plant and shit like that.
Like GMOs and shit.
Yeah, we don't test our food before we eat it at all. Ain't nobody no scientist, so we don't really know what's going into the vegetable shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if we go get some vegetable shit right now, we don't know exactly what's in there. You know what I'm saying? If we all just sit down and say, look, we finna start eating salads. We go to the store. We don't know what's in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, you do. So, all right, it's a salad. All right. So, but we know what's a healthy part about a salad. It's just the salad.
Yeah.
But what do we do? Hella dressing, nigga.
Chicken, the bacon.
Yeah, but
bacon bits.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
chicken.
they got certain shit that say plant fed or some, you know what I'm saying?
Grass fed cow,
something like that. But
beef.
They, you know what I'm saying?
But you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? They could be lying to you. It's just a label for you to buy it.
They probably are.
But that's what I'm saying.
So I think it's multiple things going on here, and I think what he's speaking to, and I think it is a solution for that. But black people aren't ready and there yet in terms of, because we do have black scientists, we do have black nutritionists, we do have black kinesiology people, like, who can help, like, not only you got to eat right, but you also have to have your body in a certain shape and condition, right? Like, we got all of these things to help us figure out what it is that we need to be eating. So the question is, why don't we have more access to these people? Why aren't these things being instilled into the black communities to where we can follow these people and learn from these people and actually start to do, like, where are the black scientists at? What these niggas doing?
You know what it be?
What?
I mean, shit, niggas go to college.
Right.
They get the fuck on.
They graduate, and then they don't go back to their hood or wherever they from. They go somewhere, quote unquote, nicer or whiter, and they do their thing there. And then they expect to help them kids in that area instead of going back to where they came from to help the people who just like them.
What the fuck?
So I used to work for a bunch of food places. You know what I'm saying? I was quality, so that means I gotta check all shit before it hit the dough, before I go out to
Quality
the stores
control,
and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I could say this: the rabbis used to come out and do their shit, but when they not coming out, I seen some nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, before it hit the flows, I used to see like metal metal shit, and I report it. And
Nothing
because the manager's trying to make their quota for the year and get their bonuses and shit, that shit still go.
Pushing it out.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, that's why I stand where I stand, because it'd be like we get so many, I don't want to say too much, because you know what I'm saying, we ain't, you know what I'm saying, trying to get into no trouble, but I can say the places that I worked at, I done seen, I don't want to say the race either, but I done seen people pick shit off the floor, throw that shit in, and it go into a bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm against my kids eating chips and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? But I still, like, it's a habit for me just to grab a bag of chips, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I know, like, I know this shit ain't good. Then when I try to do the vegan shit, I done seen some shit with some vegetables.
Don't do that.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I done seen some shit with the vegetable shit.
That still ain't right.
That still ain't right. It's like, you know what I'm saying? How do we
vegetarian diet?
No, I like, sometimes I take off for meat for a few days or a few weeks, and I just, sometimes I fast, sometimes I don't, sometimes I eat a little bit of vegetables and shit like that, and that's how I do my shit, because I listen to my body, really. If my stomach saying you had too much meat, then I'll lay off for a few weeks, you know what I'm saying?
Do you know
Shit
your
like
blood
that.
type?
O negative.
Yeah, don't tell the world, nigga.
Oh, my bad.
That's a rare.
Yeah, I know.
That's rare, nigga.
I honestly don't know mine. I honestly don't know mine.
Nah.
We're gonna cut that out.
Cut that out, nigga. Shit. shit, not the old nigga. You nigga coming for you, nigga. Shit, nigga.
Yeah, I know. I don't put no like on my license. I don't put none of that shit.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie, they might be coming for me because I definitely got a donor on my license.
you do.
Definitely
Yeah, I don't put that shit on there.
You shouldn't do that shit.
I don't put that shit on
I
there.
think I need to go get the real license anyway, so I think I'm gonna update it.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah,
why I say that though, because I was having stomach problems earlier this year, bro,
Yeah.
and like I thought it was normal. Like since college, I thought it was normal, bro. Like I thought, like, oh, sometimes I just gotta take a shit, like for a
Right.
long time. For a minute, I just hop on YouTube or something, but then like. I went to the doctor, nigga.
Yeah, yeah, for
They
sure.
was like, yo, according to your blood type, bro, you shouldn't be eating red meat or pork for
Yeah,
real. You should be having really a Mediterranean type diet and eating fish and chicken and shit and salad and,
Yeah.
and nuts and walnuts and shit like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that makes sense, cause damn, is that why when I eat bacon I feel that shit right
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
I like damn, like, and then I did the elimination diet. Like I just started eliminating shit. Like I went vegetarian with my girl. I tried to do a month. I did 3 weeks, but I was vegetarian for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like I just eliminated all the other shit, and I was perfectly fine. My stomach didn't hurt. Like, I was
Yeah.
waking up in the middle of the night, bro, for like a year, like a whole 12 months, bro. In the middle of the night, every night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Stomach pain.
Stomach toe up.
Toe up.
Toe up, bro.
Yeah.
Toe up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And you know what I did to eliminate it, bro? One thing that really made a difference, I eliminated pink lemonade. Nigga.
Swear to God.
I love juice, bro. I'm a fiend for that shit, bro.
Yeah.
They was gonna name me Captain Juice and shit for the mob, but shit, I was too hard, so they had to name me Inevitable type
Yeah.
shit. You feel me? So you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I eliminated that, bro. I started having great night's sleep.
For
Nigga,
sure,
I'm,
for sure.
I'm like, damn, I ain't wake up. Like,
Yeah.
damn, I ain't waking my girl up and shit.
Yeah, for
Golly,
sure.
like,
For sure.
I had to stop drinking sugar.
Captain Juice,
yeah,
shit.
that sugar shit. Yeah.
Captain Juice.
Captain Juice, bitch. What you talking about?
That should have been wild. All right, y'all. So we wanna again thank y'all for joining us on season 2 of Men T Codes.
Yes, sir.
We are sitting here with the legendary He Who Shines, Cornelius Ingram, aka Inevitable. Is it the Inevitable? Is it Inevitable?
I mean, with the mob, it's Captain Inevitable, but you
Captain
know.
Inevitable. Yes, sir. Captain Inevitable. But let's go ahead and pick it back up. Let's go ahead and pick it back up. Last time I fucked it up a little bit because I was thinking about that Captain Juice shit. But let's pick it back up, man. So like the majority of this conversation has truly been about black people and where we at and where we need to go. Where I want to go with it now is I want to talk a little bit about this whole black I wouldn't say black, but this whole identity crisis thing, right? And for those who don't know what an identity crisis is pretty much what a lot of us as black people find ourselves in right now. And it's also something that we talked about a little bit on season 1 in terms of black people not knowing who they are. And because we don't know who we are, we oftentimes become all types of characters. That's why we got so many comedians and athletes and actors and just different black people that play different characters, right? So I wanna maybe just ask you and maybe like help or have you shed light on, number one, why do we have an identity crisis? Why don't black people know who they are? Why are we everything but we're nothing in a sense? You know what I'm saying? Like black people do a little bit of everything, but we're like, okay, I'll put it like this. I think I can't say most, but a lot of black people are jacks of all trades, but we are masters of none, right? And I think that goes for a lot of black people, right? Like because I personally know even a lot of people in my family who know a lot of shit about a lot of shit, but ain't nobody, like has actually become a master or a professional or an expert in this, right? And I think it goes back a little bit to what we talked about before when I was asking, like, well, where are all the black scientists? Where are all the black doctors? Like, they out there, but it's such a small percentage. And I think a lot of it is because a lot of black kids don't have the dream or the passion or the want to have their identity be a doctor. We don't have black kids saying, when I grow up I want to be a doctor. Like, they don't want that for their identity, and even if they do, they don't know where to start. Or even if they do want to be a doctor, they don't have what they need to mold them into that. And I think, again, it's all about that identity piece. So maybe I'm rambling a little bit. I think you kind of understand like what I'm trying to ask and maybe want you to kind of expand on. But what you think about that?
I'll say with the identity piece, man, it's kind of got to go into a history lesson, right? So like, why do niggas act the way niggas do?
Exactly.
Right? So with the identity crisis, right? All we ever really saw was basketball players, rappers, entertainers.
Yep.
Entertainers is everything, right? Comedians, singers, whatever, all that.
Yeah.
And then, then what do we know about history? We know about Black History Month, formerly a week, but now it's a month, right? February, and then we just see Dr. King talking about he has a dream.
Yep.
And you hear about, probably won't hear about Malcolm X or James Baldwin.
Yep.
Or mainly no one really else, but you will hear about Dr. King.
For sure.
And then if you go back a little further, you'll learn about, Jim Crow and you getting to beat the shit out of because you're a third class citizen and shit and being hung and tarred and feathered. Tar and feather. I don't know why they put tar and feather on them. And then you're going back and then you're saying, oh, yeah, 1619. That's where y'all niggas started. It was 20 odd Negroes, when really it was 20 odd Negras. And niggas think they come from a monkey in Africa.
So that's so what you're saying. So what you're saying is, for the most part, that's all that black people has been told in terms of this is who you are. You're pretty much just a nigga that originated in the jungle in Africa with the monkeys. That's
it's more jungles in America actually too. But yeah, bro, like that's what compulsory education has told us, bro.
This is who you are.
Yeah, with the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, what they all paid for this school system in the 1920s. Yeah, that's what they paid for. They paid for us to be stupid, to be workers, and to not know of self. Because if we knew of self, then we would do something about what we don't know. So like, we've been just taught misconceptions, right? So like, why do we think the things that we do? Like, who put this shit in the public domain or in the forefront to make us think that shit, right?
Right.
So now I got to go to a history lesson. So we got to go to Franz Huey Boas, right?
Who's that?
So Franz Huey Boas, he's regarded as the grandfather of anthropology. So really, psychology and anthropology was all created just to smite black people in the first place too. But we'll get into that though.
Okay, for sure.
So Franz Huey Boas basically had this eugenics ass, Darwinistic ass.
You gotta break it down though.
Okay, so
people, I don't barely even know these words.
So Darwin,
you gotta break it down.
Charles Darwin, the theory of evolution, right? He's saying that everybody got come from like a monkey or something. Right. So basically, they was trying to figure out where do humans come from? How do you form? They came up with some hypothesis or theory saying that you come from a monkey, right? And then somehow that the physical being was there before the mental or thought process, and then all of a sudden a thought process popped up in this physical being that's an ape or some shit, right?
Got you. Right.
So come on now, right? So Franz Huey Boas, right, was the grandfather of anthropology, and one of his students was W.E.B. Du Bois. Or Du Bois.
Du Bois.
Shit.
That's how, yeah.
Once you learn about the nigga, fucking nigga, that shit. Du Bois, nigga, shit. You feel me? And he came out with the Africana Encyclopedia.
Yep.
And he was a mulatto. And he wasn't mixed with African and white. He was mixed with probably indigenous and white. Okay. But then he come here telling niggas they from Africa and shit.
Okay.
And then you got Melville Herskowitz. So it's a book called The Myth of the Negro Past.
Say that again for the camera.
Melville Herskowitz. I might be butchering the name, but the book is The Myth of the Negro Past. And in that book, they tell niggas that they come from Africa and some crazy shit, and somehow they end up here because niggas took them across the Atlantic through these ocean gyres.
Yeah.
And these ocean gyres are currents all throughout the whole whole Atlantic that would not be really possible for you to sail there because there were no engines at this time.
Okay, let me pause you for a second. Hold your thought, because I want to break it down just a little bit and kind of let our audience know what you're saying a little bit. So basically what you're saying is that essentially that there has been these stories that has been taught to us that essentially tell us that this is who you are, right? And this is where you come from. But before we even get to those stories, right, how do we ever lose sight of who we was before the story started to come about? Because,
bro, we was forced, bro. Like, so now I gotta talk about the Yamasee War, 1717, or the Stoner Rebellion, or the Seminole Wars, or I call them Gullah Geechee Wars, because the Gullah is from them people down south, not no Gullah in Africa or nothing like that. So the enemy will call them Seminoles. We'll call it Gullah, right? The Gullah Wars, right? So Seminole, they say a Seminole was a runaway slave that ran away from slavery to down south. So from what we know from history and all these movies and shit is that when a nigga from down south was a slave and runaway, he would run north.
Right.
So since when did niggas start running south?
Right.
All right, cool. So
Right.
so now that's one way how you can look at it. Like, all right, who's telling this story? Is it a nigga who like me, or is it the enemy? Because that don't even make no fucking sense. So then they tell you that the Seminole and some black people came together and they made a whole nation of motherfuckers. It's a whole book called the Florida Seminole Negro War. Basically, it's a Negro War because those were the people who were fighting the war. But somehow people think Seminole are people who look like
Hawaiians or some shit?
Mongolian or kind of like Mexican looking, you know. And that's a misconception because shit, it was not them, right? So the Seminoles or whatever, they Yamasee. So I think I told you a couple days ago, or like a couple weeks ago, this man named Chief Sekou, right?
Oh.
Chief Sekou of the Yamasee. And he's in the Smithsonian. And he looked, well, he a little light skinned, but he about as dark as me and Rob.
I get
bro.
on his ass all
And
the time.
he got the hair and all that shit. He was like, they carbon dated my shit. I am the original Yamasee. And then he goes to break down like there was no such thing as a upper creek or a lower creek. Those are just terms that colonials gave them to try to separate them. To be like, oh, nah, y'all upper creek and y'all lower creek. And now they like, now we like, nigga, fuck that shit. We on the low end, nigga. And the niggas like, nigga, we up here, nigga. Fuck that shit, nigga. And
Similar to what we doing today.
now it's divide and conquer. The whole
Right.
time, y'all the same niggas, bro.
Okay.
Just like the Twa and the Houthi. With the apartheid shit. They same niggas, bro. But then now they getting brainwashed by colonials to think that they different. The same shit that happened. So we pay attention to apartheid in Hotel Rwanda and the Nelson Mandela, but that shit happened in America first.
Can you give us a definition of apartheid?
Apartheid just means separate, like apartheid, like separated. Apartheid was the black people or the Africans there. They live in a separate part than the white settlers or the Dutch or Portuguese or French settlers.
That makes sense.
And the only way they could, come to a place of meaning or like go downtown and work is if like they had a certain past or some shit like that. you
Okay.
know?
So in the beginning we had an identity. There were then people who came along who wanted to, like you said, divide and conquer. To
Yeah.
do that, what they originally had to do was create these stories and create these myths and create these identities for you to then try to persuade you that this is really who you are and this is how you should be. And
Right,
this
because if you tell someone that they're a foreigner, and then they won't look where they are right now. So if I told you was from somewhere else, you wouldn't look around where you at right now and be like,
right.
this where we always been.
No
Oh,
cap.
grandma had a whole crib here. Woo, woo. So the one thing to ask yourself is like, okay, why do niggas move up north?
That's kind of crazy.
Right.
Just as a side note, like if as a kid, your parent, okay, you from Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what I was taught or told, if I never went to school and got a history about me being from Africa, I just would always thought I've been here right in Chicago like forever. So that's what you're saying, like
Yeah, a lot of us actually were already in Chicago. Chicago before its name Chicago was Chicago.
For
It
sure.
just looked like it's pronounced Chicago. But the thing about the Cherokee or the Oyanewa,
no, let's stay on track.
we on track.
Okay.
So the thing about the Cherokee or the Oyanewa, they were in the Great Lakes region. That's over here. That's right here in Chicago,
Yeah,
right?
Midwest, pretty much.
And they were forced because General Andrew Jackson, I forgot who the president at that time, but mainly because General Andrew Jackson helped enforce some shit, niggas had to migrate to down south in Georgia. And then when we started, or the Oyanewa, right? The Oyanewa or the Cherokee, right? Wolf Clan, Oyanewa, right? So we went to start our own sovereign state in Georgia. Andrew Jackson, I'm like, nigga, fuck that, nigga. Y'all can't have that shit, nigga, because the fuck, because y'all ain't gonna pay taxes. Y'all gonna have land and shit. We trying to take that shit from y'all niggas. Nigga, fuck that shit, nigga. And we like, yeah, whatever, though. We already migrated this way. So they like, all right, bet. Indian Removal Acts. This is all like right after the Gullah Wars, the Stono Rebellion, all that
What
shit,
year
bro.
is this around?
So Indian Removal Act, that's like around what, 1830s?
Okay, I got you.
The Yamasee War was 1717. We've been fighting niggas since all the way up to 1858.
Right.
And a reason for a lot of Yamasee, they were seeing niggas get enslaved, and they like, damn, we not gonna stand for that shit, so we gonna fight. Like, bro, y'all can literally Google this shit. Like,
Right,
you
yeah.
Google the Yamasee War, it's gonna be a portrait of black people.
Can you spell it for the audience? Can you look it up and spell it? Cause they need that, bro. We trying to give them. We trying to give them information that they can actually go and find themselves, and because it's a lot of information.
I don't say nothing that I can't publicly.
I know that. I know that for a fact. Trust, we talk a lot.
Yamasee, Yamasee.
One more time for them.
Yamasee.
So they can go Google that.
So those are the real Aztecs. Those are the real descendants of the Aztecs. Go look up an old portrait of Moctezuma, one of the last Aztec
You gotta
kings.
spell it again, bro, because they don't.
Moctezuma, nigga. Y'all niggas gonna have to figure that shit out. The hell, like this, I ain't the keel in the beat. Shit, like Moctezuma, that's a straight nigga, bro. That's a nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's a nigga. And the thing is that nigger or niggardly was a term that was only first used on American Indians. See, that's the misconception that, like, you seen the video where Ye came out with the red on last week, and he, what you talking about, crazy?
Oh yeah,
Ain't nobody, first off, we ain't black, we Native American. Well, we not Native American. It's a whole history with the term Native American. That term was some shit around 1920s with the Know Nothing Party, because the Native American Party was initially the Red Man Party, and those people were a part of this group called the Know Nothings. They're like a fraternity. That's what Trump is. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about that. Nigga, you the president. How the fuck you don't know? What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
Right.
They the Know Nothings, bro. That's a political party. The red. So before they was the white man, they was the red men. So that political party became the nativist party, bro. The Native American Party, but they were no native indigenous people. They were just white people. And that term was a term for them, for those foreigners to come and say, yeah, we're native to this land. But anyone could be native to the land. If you born to the land, don't mean you got real indigenous roots to this land. Your grandma not from here. You from Portuguese. You from Germany. You feel me?
Right.
You from over there. You not a native, bro. I mean, technically, if you look at dictionary, I guess they are a native, but they're not indigenous. And then even the term Indian, that's kind of a misnomer, right? Right along with black. Black is an adjective. That's a misnomer, nigga. This is black. You see this? This shit so black, this shit blend in with the black background, bro. Is any of you niggas this dark, bro? I just want to know, bro. Yo, it's different tones of copper.
Right.
Like, if you look up these old books, bro, like the Cherokee people, it tell you the complexion, how they look were brown, cinnamon, dark, black.
Yeah.
You look at the Chata, not Choctaw, the Chata. You look at the complexion, black, brown, cinnamon, fair skin. Most of these descriptions of these indigenous tribes around all of Turtle Island look like you and me.
Okay, so one more time. So what you're saying, is that the reason why black people today have this identity crisis is because it's been going on since what, like the 1700s?
It's been going on since the Crusades, bro. The Inquisition.
What was that?
This is like the 1500s. They say that them bitches is like 660 AD or some shit. We gotta understand, like, the Vatican niggas, they changed the timeline, bro. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like
Like
the
the
Julian
timeline ain't
calendar,
real. You gotta
yeah.
push that bitch a couple years in the future
Yeah.
to understand what the fuck was really going on. That shit ain't happened then. That shit happened around the 1500s. That's what I'm saying. Like, niggas think that these things happen in America hundreds of thousands of years ago, nigga. That shit happened like 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, read a fucking book. Like,
Right.
that shit would tell you that shit happened right then and there. The reason they called them Indians because they were so black, they look blue. Indigo, or Indian, derived from indigo. Those were the Spaniards, the conquistadors, the conquest two-door. Who's the two doors?
Right.
That's the royal family.
For real?
That's a two-door royal. They got a Netflix show right now.
For
the
real?
two doors. Literally.
It's about a black family?
Oh, no, they ain't black no more. Shit.
But just like these Native Americans today ain't black no more, but at one point.
Shit, bro, like.
So not only did go ahead, my bad. I'm
So
sorry.
the thing about black people, right? We kind of are centered in one way of thinking, right? It's either African centered or we centered in a transatlantic slave trade center, right? Or Middle Passage, same shit, right? It depends on how old you are. Our grandparents, it was Middle Passage. To us, it's transatlantic slave trade, right?
Right.
That shit was told in reverse, bro. And the second of all, like, nigga, like, that shit ain't what you think it is. Like, it's other slave trades, bro. Like, and honestly, that's not I might get butchered, but that's not the worst slave trade. You know, the Arab slave trade was like 1,000-year slave trade. You know, in the Arab slave trade, they took a bunch of Hindus, you know, Indians, you know, Indians, like actual Indians who they thought that Columbus saw. He thought he was from India, but India wasn't called India at the time. It was, but yeah, anyways. So yeah, like those people, bro, in the Arab slave trade. So basically, right, it's these groups, right? And they'll hide behind a term, or they'll say like they're Muslim or they're Christian or something like that. And basically, what they did, the Muslims, they was into it with the Hindus. They was trying to make them convert, and they took it's really facts. They took 300,000 Hindu little girls and put them in a slave trade, bro. And what they did with the mothers, they said, "Hey, convert to Islam," and they said no. They say convert to Islam. They said no. They took their baby, they chopped their baby up. Put little strings through their little body parts and put that baby on their neck and say, convert to Islam. And they, no. Fuck what you talking about? But then some folded. Because, hey, do you want to see your baby get chopped up?
And be made into a necklace?
Right. Or you ever heard of the Trans-Pacific slave trade? They call that a Negro slave trade. But them Negroes from Asia. So then you got to ask the question, so what exactly is a Negro? What exactly is black? Because these seems like terms that weren't never originally applied from the indigenous people that's being called this, but it seems like it's a term given to the indigenous people from colonial.
And I've never heard of all of these other slave trades.
Exactly. Why not?
You don't get taught this shit in school.
So when I learned research and shit, the term nigger or nigger came from the Niger. I don't want to say country or whatever, but
the Niger River over there in Africa, right?
In Africa, it was Niger people, but people I guess I don't want to say
They can't be a Niger. They can't be a nigger, bro, because they Africans. Africans are never referred to as niggas, bro, or Negroes. Like, that's why I started learning, bro. I look into these old documents, bro, and they don't refer to us as Africans. Yeah, right. They don't say 20 odd Africans. They say 20 odd Negras. Yeah, female Negroes. They don't like all these records, bro. They not calling us Africans. They ain't calling none of that shit. Africa do not pop up. That's why Africans know the truth. Yeah. I seen a video of Muhammad Ali. He was like, I went to a store. I just wanted a gold medal boxing and shit. You know, Muhammad Ali, motherfucking greatest, right? Yeah. He like, I go to a store. I'm like, yeah, I'm a world champion. I just want a cup of tea. They like, we don't serve Negroes here, nigga. He like, damn. And I'm the world champ.
And these some black people telling them that?
No, these white people. Because, come on now.
Okay.
So, we going to serve Muhammad Ali. Come on. I was like, damn. Like, so, then Africans came on with they kente and shit on. Mm-hmm. You feel me? They, one tea. They, no problem, sir. He say, boy, what the fuck is the difference? He say, those boys is Africans. Those ain't niggers.
Oh.
Yeah. Even in Deuteronomy, it say the Arab and the African enslaved the Negro. Then I read that, I say, so what's the difference between the Negro and the African? I thought we was the same niggas.
What's the difference between a Negro and an African? One
nigga's from over here, and the other nigga from over there, bro.
And that's pretty much. And I think that viewpoint it still holds true today. I think Africans, and I don't know, right, and I don't want to cause any like you said, I don't want to get butchered, nothing like that. But I think it's definitely a difference. I think it's a difference in the way that society treats the today's American nigger from the African, because you can, and it's not as obvious as it may seem, but it's kind of obvious in terms of being able to tell niggas
it's hidden, bro,
from Africans, like niggas from Africans, like we talk different.
They line of credit.
The line of credits is different. The family heritage is different.
The nationality on the card.
The importance of family heritage and things like tradition, all that shit is different.
So, I don't know, because I know some Africans, though, that really got it bad, though. So I don't know, because I like the Africans. It's a lot of
nowhere for real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I know some Africans in Rockford that really like worse than what I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said the line of credit. I don't know about that. It depends.
Bro. So look, think about this, right? So Africa's a large continent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So who will all be considered Africans? So a lot of time they consider a lot of Africans these foreigners that come and make these beauty supply shops, right? So it's these Arabs, these Indian people, or let's say, I don't know, Middle Eastern people. And all these people, you be like, oh, they some Arabs or some Indians and shit, but the whole time they something else, but we so ignorant, we just call them what we think or what we know type shit. Right. But they're from Africa, and they're a citizen, but like an overseas citizen. Like they're a foreigner, bro. Like, and they're getting these loans to make a business in
Yeah.
our own community to sell us bullshit, and we're not reaping the benefits from them getting them loans in
Right.
our community. But we can't get the loans, but somehow we still want to say that we the same niggas, but we still not getting the same opportunities as
Right.
those niggas. But then they want to tell us that, oh no, y'all all got the same struggles. Y'all all people of color. Not everybody of color got the same struggle.
Yeah,
Y'all gotta
nah,
actually
yeah,
talk
that's
to
true.
these niggas.
Yeah.
Like I've talked to Africans. Like
Yeah, me
I've
too,
dated
yeah.
a Ghanaian, and I went to the people like, hey, what up, y'all? I'm y'all cousin. They like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold
It's like that
on,
too,
fool.
yeah.
Hey, you do not know who you
I
are.
work with some Indians and shit that own gas stations. I know that, like, I know them, like if I go to their gas station type shit, and yeah, they told me it's some pluses from coming from overseas, but
They
everybody,
get,
I don't think everybody
a lot of
got
foreigners
that.
get
Yeah.
paid to come over here to bring.
Yeah.
Like why they say the Asians are model minority because they are more likely to come over here with a degree, right?
Right, yeah.
But they're gonna come over here with a degree, but they're also gonna get paid to come over here.
Right.
They're gonna say, hey, we're gonna give you this amount of money to come over here and work a job,
Yeah.
and add money to our economy.
Right.
Cool. I don't give no fuck about them niggas over there. Fuck them niggas. We'll give you a loan. You'll start a fucking business.
But-
Your kids will go to fucking medical school.
Yeah, we'll just stay away from the
and,
niggas.
and keep them niggas where they at.
Yeah, but I can say this too though. What our people don't like doing is getting our degrees and going to their shit, because you get paid to go over there too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like doing that because people miss family or whatever.
Because we don't need to. Everybody else coming over here.
Yeah,
this
I know.
is the
but
land of milk and honey.
I think recently, because I know a Haitian girl actually. She graduated, but she going back.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of students now are going back to their original places. And I think they get paid more though, like that, because they know what we know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
Well,
exactly
nah,
what
you know,
Well, you know, most
yeah.
Haitians actually were like come from this hemisphere and they got displaced through certain slave trades and they got put up in the Caribbeans. They don't necessarily come from another
Haiti,
continent
yeah.
of like Africa.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Or hold on, let me say this one point, right?
Go on, do your
so
thing,
at
do your
one
thing.
point, people came and said they're from Africa, right? Or Afrik, right? So Africa root word is Abgar, or from afar west. Africa and Asia is on the east. That's the east.
That's also far west, isn't that?
Yeah, the
that
far
way?
west. Where the far west at?
West that
Who
way.
far west? That's
The Asians.
That no. Far west is Canada, North America, Central, South America.
West of what though?
West of wherever they at. They was in Africa,
Oh, right,
so
yeah,
what's west of that?
Right, so the Americas.
Exactly.
Americas.
So that's a misconception. They they think Africa, but you're not looking at the root or the etymology. Abgar, from afar west. Those people from afar west. Like even when they talk about these old Egyptian deities, right? Thoth the trickster. Thoth the trickster was an Atlantean, and he was from the Western Hemisphere. You feel me? Like a lot of these things, you feel me? Like, I was just reading the Anacalypsis other week, and
What the fuck is the Anacalypsis?
bro, that's some shit, bro.
The fuck is that?
Like I learned that hours come from Horus.
Hours like
Hours
time?
like time come from Horus, because the story of Horus is that he got chopped up in 12 different pieces, and those 12 different pieces are actually symbolic of the 12 phases of the moon. And those 12 phases of the moon is how we actually tell time. And actually, I wish I had a piece of paper, because if you spell hours, all you got to do is change 2 words around, and it's Horus. But a lot of us let's say white people try to say, oh, that's myth. That shit ain't real, but it's like, but you still apply that shit to everyday shit. So how much of a myth is it really?
It seems like it seems like, based on what you're saying, is that because we get taught in history books about like mythology and how
That was more so closer to real history than what they told you.
it seems like today though we still like people are still living on the basis and the premises of these myths, and they living and they controlling the world based on some shit that they just made the fuck up.
Yeah.
And also what you saying in terms of the identity with black people, we niggas or however y'all want to call it, it's all based on some shit that people made up for us and assigned to us based on some that's just made up.
Yeah, I think the problem with the black people is we all blind. We don't really know the truth, and we trying to figure it out. We too stuck on trying to figure it out.
But do we really even want to know the truth?
I don't think
A lot
we
of niggas
need
don't
to
wanna
really.
know, bro,
yeah.
'cause
Do
they'll
we
fuck
need
up their
to?
perception,
Right?
bro.
Do we
don't think
need
we
to know
need
the truth?
to.
I mean, yeah, I think you need to know. I just think you need to be a stronger person, because sometimes sometimes you got to hold yourself accountable, right? So you got to hold yourself accountable to learning new information. You can't have.
But why? Why?
Because if you want to be a better person and grow, you have to be able to learn and,
but I think
get more data, right?
That's a deep question for the black community. Do we want to be better people, or do we just want to?
I think we
that's
do.
a human question.
Yeah,
do you want to be a better human?
I think everybody do. It's just on your circumstance of what you is.
I don't think everybody do.
Right.
I think everybody do.
I don't
think nobody want to just be a
better.
bad person though.
I'm not saying be a bad person, but I don't think people want to self-improve. I think people are okay.
I think they do. It's just they surroundings. Like everybody is not going right off back. Like I need to improve.
I really
it's
don't
going.
think that.
They gonna run into a wall.
I need improvement, nigga.
I think people are really comfortable.
No, I don't think people think.
I think they do, but some people are too scared to ask for help
Yeah, bro. I don't
themselves
think,
improve.
Yeah, I don't
some
think
people ego get in their way of improvement.
Not even that. I don't even think people
I don't think so.
think about improving until they need to improve. You get what I'm saying?
You don't try to fix nothing until you feel something wrong with it.
Like why fix it?
You
know what I'm saying?
You live long enough to where you run into some issues and you gotta take a step back and you reflect.
But how would you know if they issues if nobody never pointed it out?
Because life gonna point them out. Like for instance, nigga, if you saying I don't want to go to work and your license shit get cut off and you get kicked out your crib, you don't need nobody to tell you that, nigga, you need to go back to work so you can get back in your crib.
Yeah, but some people think living without lights and shit is cool.
That's what I mean, and that's my whole point in terms of I think people are okay with that. I think people are just cool. Like,
no, I
people
just
are
think
just
they ain't
comfortable.
ran into nothing yet. Cause lights ain't go, but lights might not hit me like that. You know what I'm saying? Lights might not hit me. Losing my house might not hit me. But if I get on the streets and somebody, you know what I'm saying, shank me or some shit, that might sit me in the hospital, and I might be like, I gotta change. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take sometimes it's gonna take something drastic.
Some niggas knucklehead.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
But I still don't think that takes away from my point that people don't want to. They are forced to. Yeah, people are forced to change and improve, but I don't think people necessarily want to.
How about this? Let's go on a positive note. Let's say be positive, right? And let's say human beings, and more specifically so-called black human beings, right, in America, in this Western Hemisphere, want to improve themselves, right? So the best way to improve yourself is to not shut out information that doesn't confirm the information that you previously have. That's called confirmation
bias.
That's called confirmation bias, right? So you want to stop the confirmation bias, right? Because you might, it's hard for people to deal with that. Like, oh, this is what I grew up with. You tell me something different. It's like, yeah, I am, but this shit facts. Read. And they be like, it's fucking my head up.
Yeah.
I don't want to read it. Or some people be like, wow, it's fucking my head up.
Yeah.
I want to read this shit. Like,
yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's two different niggas. Like, I'm that nigga like, damn, this fucking my, like, remember, I was Pan-African as hell, bro. Like, I was Pan-African as hell, bro. And what I did, I tried to find my African tribe. What I learned was these manifests and these documents telling you who came and what time, those actually exist.
Right.
Those manuscripts actually exist that you can see who sold who and who came and what shipping shit and whatever. So I start diving into this shit. Kind of find out none of my people was ever slaves. They were sharecroppers. And the people were slaves weren't slaves. They were prisoners of war. Because they are descendants of people who fought the wars right here. I was just telling you, the wars we fought for 141 years, bro. And they got caught up. But for real, we never really lost. This book's called The Unconquered. We didn't really lose, bro. It's too many of us, bro. It's 63 undocumented wars that we won. What they had to do was get us the illusion of inclusion, bro. They had to say, hey, for you to be included in this government, you got to fuck all that shit you had before. Fuck a Narragansett, fuck a you feel me, Osha Ogeechee, fuck a Oyaniwa, fuck a Chata, fuck a Iroquois, nigga, you was color or you black or white, nigga, which one? We say, nigga, I'm Narragansett. They Narragansett don't exist, nigga. You either black or white, which one you look like? I'm Narragansett. All right, well, if you Narragansett, you can't use the bathroom, you can't bath shit, you can't do nothing. So what you gonna do now? Damn, I wanna do something. I'm black. All right, cool. You use the bathroom, nigga. Yeah. But guess what? Now you finna pay taxes and we finna take your land, bitch. Now be like, damn.
Yeah.
I done got finessed. Shit. Now niggas ain't got shit. If a lot of us look into our history, bro, a lot of us would find that we weren't actually descendants of slaves. A lot of us would find that. A lot of us had businesses. A lot of us were the main breadwinners and the capitalists on this land. If you look into government, you go on National Archives, government.org. Like, look this shit up.
Say it again.
Gov.org, government.org, gov.org, bitch. National Archives. Like, it would tell you that these people were considered Ocho Ogeechee or all these names. You know, I'm going to butcher the names. I grew up in America. I'm going to butcher the names. But all these different Indian tribes, like so-called Indians or whatever, all these different names, now the dark-skinned people are being called Negroes, but they weren't called Negro before. They was called whatever they called themselves. So who came with the term Negro? These foreigners, bro. They didn't call themselves no Negroes. The fuck, nigga? They was who they were. Living and shit.
That makes a lot of fucking sense because
What the fuck?
that makes a ton of fucking sense because I think that's something that I guess is kind of consistent with history in terms of like that the term that has been used for black people wasn't originally our term, and they don't tell us what our original term was. They don't even tell us what we used to call ourselves.
Ninja Kiwi.
But I know, but they don't tell us that though. They don't in the history books. They don't say that like,
not.
before
That's the enemy telling you.
Before we call these niggers Negroes, they were calling themselves this. But they do tell you that nigga and Negro, like they tell you that all that shit was given to black people, but they don't tell you what we called ourselves before that was given to us. So what you're saying is that we were all of these tribes and all of these other things that if they use those terms, it'll probably motivate and encourage niggas to go back and look that shit up and see what I was before I was a nigga.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of us got, if we do have Indian in our family, right? Because I'm not saying everyone who's a so-called African American. You know, some of you niggas is Irish. But then you got to learn about these other things that was going on. You got to learn about Oliver Cromwell in the 1600s with the ethnic genocide against the Welsh, the Irish, and the Scots. And at that time, they all look like this. And they got forced. And they say, hey, nigga, you either get smoked or y'all niggas get on a boat and we send y'all niggas to them colonies, nigga. They like, all right, cool. Like, we gonna go. What the fuck you talking about? Like, ain't got no other option.
So like black people,
we mix with black European, we mix with American Indian. So we are really mixed as group of people. But you have to look into your own genealogy to understand who you are because we all not the same.
How do I look into my own genealogy?
So you could use a primary source. You could check some diaries. You could check what's it called? Birth certificates. You can check death certificates.
But how? Like, what you mean? Like,
shit. I
did Ancestry DNA.
Like, you mean like Ancestry?
So
like,
you shouldn't do Ancestry DNA. That doesn't tell you where you're from. They just tell you a similar genetic marker, and that could be your little cousin who's somewhere else over there, and they be like, oh yeah, it's a genetic marker in Tunisia. You're Tunisian. No, bitch. It's just my little cousin's Tunisia, nigga. The only way you can check your genealogy is through the mitochondrial DNA. That's why you say, oh, my grandmama. You never hear niggas say, oh, I mean, you might hear some niggas say my grandpa it was an Indian, but most times it's my grandma said we got Indian in our family because that DNA is passed through the mitochondria. The mitochondrial DNA is passed through the female. The black woman passes down the mitochondrial DNA. That's why your tribe affiliation is wherever your mother's side is.
I know
That's
that.
why I say I'm Oyanea. My mother's mother's a full blood Cherokee, and on my father's side, my grandmother's mother was a full blood Shatta. So I go with Oyanea first
because your mom is closer to you than
because the mitochondria. So that's my tribe. So I'm Oyanea first.
The DNA,
but then I'm Shatta next.
Yeah,
Right,
I had that Ancestry DNA with my mom and shit. And you know, all my life we already knew my uncle down in Mississippi had got his land from being a slave and paid it off and shit. And when Ancestry proved showed the deed and all that type shit on
real?
it. Yeah, that ass.
Yeah, Ancestry.com has death certificates, birth
got all type of
certificates,
shit.
marriage certificates.
I didn't went back to at least like I think I damn near want to say like the 1890s or
Try to get to 1790.
Yeah,
I think he went back to like the 1890s, 1870s or some shit with my family.
Yeah, he was a slave. He paid it off and shit. Paid off and bought the land and shit.
That's dope as
Yeah, we
hell.
still got it in the family too. You
That's
know.
dope as hell.
So do you have any
man.
like genealogical records that state what he called himself?
No,
or
they
where
just
he's
got his
from?
name, but I know my grandma, she had so many fucking names. It's like she had the same name, but she just spelt it different. Like it was Orlena, but then she spelled it with an A-R. Like she was, I don't want to say she was running for something, but she was just probably moving around, changing names and shit like that. So
my granddaddy did the same shit.
It a A-R-L. It shows everything on Ancestry. Like it have a document of her and her husband getting married. It'd be O-R-L-E-N-A. Then they see her in a different state. It say A-R-L-E, like shit like that.
Okay.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's dope as hell.
I mean, I watched the 60 Minutes on Ancestry.com, and that nigga Rick Kittles,
Yeah.
the black dude with Ancestry.com and Henry Louis Gates.
Yeah.
That nigga said on 60 Minutes, he said, yeah, we got the largest database for genetics and shit, but it's 0.0000000.8% accurate. And nigga, that's less than 1%. Stop it, bro. Stop the malarkey. And then we got Henry Louis Gates.
Remember I told you I found my real dad, and the family I had to meet all over again for
real?
Yeah.
That is
And then we got Henry Louis
crazy,
Gates
bro.
going on live talking about some. Oprah said that she's Zulu. Then the Zulu never was enslaved. So how the fuck is she Zulu? She would still be over there, bro. Like he was like, you back there making shit up anyways. Fuck it, tell her she's Zulu, man.
Damn, for real.
And that's Henry Louis Gates. You know who Henry Louis Gates is?
Hell no.
That's that nigga who at Harvard. That nigga they put in our face and be like, oh, it's a smart Negro. You should listen to him. Nigga, if a nigga got all them PhDs out there that don't trust that nigga no more, bro. Because what the fuck? You been around these niggas so much, bro. You brainwashed, bro. Like that's what this college shit is designed to do, bro. It's designed to brainwash us, bro. It's designed. That's how we lost our lands through taxation, bro. We had college students thinking that they were better than all those other Negroes who didn't go to college. They thought, oh yeah, we're upper middle class, like we're college students. Woo woo.
Is that where the talented Tim come from?
Well, yeah. Think about it, bro.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
The top 10% should help the other 90%. So the other 90% is stupid. But who made that shit up? The Bows?
That's what I was asking.
And what I tell you about the Bows?
Mulatto, and he was a puppet.
The puppet. You can go on Cambridge University right now on Google and look at W.B. Du Bois or the Bows.
Yeah, you gotta say it how people know it. You know what
The Bows. Fucking talk about
it.
He got fucking letters writing with Franz-Louis Boas, and Franz-Louis Boas is like, tell me about how the Negroes act in their community. What do they like? What are the things that they do? They using him as a pawn. Kind of like how NIU used me as a pawn. Remember when I was a research assistant?
Yeah.
So it was a white woman doing research on the black community, and she used black students to go ask those questions from the black community because she was too scared to go to the community because you know why? We probably wouldn't talk to that bitch.
Right.
Same shit with Franz-Louis Boas and W.B. Du Bois. Why you think he the first Harvard graduate?
So we say it like that. If we say it like that, do you think like if I'm me and I'm thinking like a elite white person that don't want black people to know each other, wouldn't I just throw a lot of confusion in a lot of ways and shit like that in the atmosphere?
You would, but most white
exactly
people don't know actually.
What I'm saying is when you like give like I would let certain books out if I really want to. Fuck their head up. Just give them. No, not even that. I'll probably just give them some shit, and this person believe that. Then I give you some shit. You gonna believe that. Now y'all both battling on who y'all is as a person.
That's what it is.
If I'm a elite white person, why would I let out the truth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So exactly.
So nobody. That's why I say I think we too much caught up in history because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't there. We can't hear from our our grandmas and shit.
Well,
like
there's certain
that.
things you could do. We have the advantage of being our generation, right? So we could go look up. I could look up a document from 1700s. Right?
If you think like an elite white person, wouldn't I release that?
No, you wouldn't. Let me tell you why. So, like I said, we have access to so many shit that we could access a document from the 1700s. Now, do you know how long it was that black people couldn't read? It's about 90 years.
Right.
In those 90 years, they released a lot of documents telling niggas about Negroes, but they was telling the world about us. And if we wasn't, could we read? No, we couldn't.
Right.
So we couldn't read that shit, what they were saying. Oh, yeah, we think these niggas the lost tribe of Israel and shit. These niggas Hebrew as hell. They doing these shits and these things and this and that. They wearing this and that and they doing this. They got an Ark of the Covenant. How the fuck they got an Ark of the Covenant? Then that means everything we know is a lie. They literally writing this shit in the 1800s, bro. They like, these niggas...
It's some niggas.
These niggas been here, like these niggas.
Some real
what the
niggas,
fuck,
bro.
like that's what it is. Like the identity crisis thing comes from Marcus Garvey with the Pan-Africanism. Marcus Garvey worked for white people, bro. He worked for the Afrikaners. The Afrikaners are the Dutch settlers in Africa. The Dutch settlers in Africa are the ones who are mechanizing the farms and did those their version of homestead acts. But remember, they did that shit in America first. They took our lands first, then was like, all right, bet. The American Colonization Society said, hey, so since we got this whole indentured servitude shit and this prisoners of war shit, like all niggas can only congregate or get together at church. So then that got you thinking, right? So I'm thinking like, damn, is that what the speaking of tongue shit is? Like that was their real language, but like the kids was imitating what they saw the adults do, and now they like just making shit up. Like, oh, shout out to that, shout out to that. You feel me? Catching the Holy Ghost and shit the whole time. Big Mama was really saying some shit back in the day. She was saying some shit.
Like you kind of taking me. You losing me a little bit.
No.
Black people could only congregate in churches. So why are we so religious? Why are we so all Christians?
Right.
Because we can only congregate in churches.
But I understand all the history shit because I did shit too, research and shit. But I just be looking like this. How if just think like if we white powerful people right now, right? And I say, you know what? Hey man, I'm eating off these black motherfuckers. What can we do to make it even better? Oh, let's give them a little bit of rights or something. Well, we're gonna throw that.
We're gonna do a commercial with Chance the Rapper and Big Miss and tell them to go back to Africa.
Yeah. We're gonna get Abraham Lincoln,
Offset and Cardi B,
but they not really
to promote McDonald's.
Or let's say that
y'all both saying the same shit, just different eras.
Yeah. Like okay, Rob heard about the Indian shit that we sent that nigga out there to put out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never let you know who you really is. If I'm rich, white, and whatnot, I would never let you know. Like Indians and shit. I might say Africans, you might say Jew, the real Jews. Y'all would never know because this is my game. Why would I want to lose my game?
I feel that.
Yeah, that's true.
If I made it up. So why would I let you niggas know who y'all really is?
But that's the misconception. So a lot of us, that's the scapegoat. Obviously, the scapegoat is the white man. But remember, I told you, it's niggas that look like us who ain't us who behind all that shit, bro. So, some niggas like to say, oh, we either Hebrew Israelites, right? Or we Moors or something, right? And they say we Moors because, but why do they say we're Moors, right? So Moor is a catch term in the 1700s, right? Yeah. And Moors, now this depends who you're asking, because if you're asking, let's say, I remember the American Moorish Science Temple of America, like C.L. Freeman, he would say a Moor is the mass of earth and shit of your surroundings and shit. So, and then you look at it and read it like in a dictionary, it say, oh, a Moor is a Berber, a Tartar, a Arab from over there and shit. It ain't got shit to do with up. That's the Byzantine, Ottoman Empire type shit. Like that's that shit over there. And that's in Africa. They might say it's the Middle East. That is Northeast Africa. Mm-hmm. That's over there. Like the earliest things that what they was talking about with us, we were always referred to as the Negroes or Black Indians. We never referred to as Africans. We never referred to as Hebrew Israelites. We never referred to as Moors. We was never referred to as any of that other shit. We was always referred as what we have always been referred as, which is Negroes or color. The thing about the colors is that, man, I told you about the Trans-Pacific slave trade and the Arab slave trade. We got a bunch of different niggas over here from all around the world. Right. So like I said, the Trans-Pacific slave trade, they say it's a Negro slave trade. Those are Asians. Those are Asians coming. Bro, I can show you. You know, Rastafarianism comes from Hindus, from Indians, with the dreadlocks, and ganja is a Sanskrit word. You know how, because these slave trades, them and Jamaicans, the vibes of culture together. That's why they spices are so similar. Like these things are so crazy, but we low key linked together all around the world through trauma and through like magical history type shit. Because like,
so let me ask, where do the okay, we know, like you say all this stuff, where do it stop? The knowledge stop. You know what I'm saying? Because after that,
it don't never stop.
No, I'm saying like, okay, we know all the stuff that you just said. Now, at some point in time, it had to stop, and then we just got confused.
So I mean, I kind of told you like what happened was we could only congregate in churches, so they would teach you how to obey through verses in the Bible. Right. And then when the first schools that they started from churches, and those little churches taught you that you was a little African. So, like I was telling about the American Colonization Society, they took those kids. Some might call them freedmen, but they're not freedmen because they were freed from slavery. They were considered freedmen because they freed their way of thinking. Because to colonists they were peasants because you're not loving Jesus, so you're a peasant type shit. You ain't shit, like you some other shit. So that's why they consider freedmen, bro. Like that's literally why they were considered freedmen, bro. Like you feel me? Like
they free their minds and not necessarily their bodies.
No, because the white people think that they freed their minds because now they taught them about Jesus.
Oh, okay.
And they use those same brainwashed black people, so-called black people, sent them to Sierra Leone and Liberia to colonize native Africans and to tell them, hey, because ain't it easy to send a nigga look like another nigga?
Yeah.
And teach them some shit like, oh, here go Jesus.
Yep.
Cuz they letting that bitch like, shooting motherfuckers. They shoot motherfuckers. We like, damn, we gotta move. So we gotta move from Sierra Leone to Liberia and establish Liberia. Liberia is started in 1700s by black Americans. They not African. Yep. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like I was telling you, like, it doesn't make sense in that slave trade that those many Africans came over to America because the ocean gyres. That's a current. Like, that shit is spinning you. That's why the waves be so fucking crazy. And imagine this, they didn't have engines.
Right.
This is before the 1850s. Right. So they didn't have engines. They using sailboats. So these niggas had sailboats around the Atlantic, bro. With these ocean gyres. Bro, pull up a image of the Atlantic Ocean right now.
Yeah, I
pull up with that shit, bro.
I seen
how big that
nigga,
bitch
that
is.
shit gonna be the Sears Tower. Wait, boom. Niggas, you telling me they had slaves rowing that bitch? Not feeding them, and half the other slaves is built up, stacked on each other, shitting on each other. Where the crew at? Yeah. Where the supplies at on that bitch?
And we talked about you say this journey it takes months.
No, but I seen the ocean gyres and stuff, but I also seen like in certain parts of the ocean, like you ever seen them pictures with the beaches where they have a spot where it could take you far out like a motherfucker, but the other part coming this way, but it's just a small part that'll take you out. You never seen that shit? Like
the currents or the
it's
the
a
tides,
current. It's a current that could take you out, but they got currents that could bring you in, but it's the same like spot. Like okay, look at this right here. This little spot right here could take you out, but these two could bring you in type shit. You never seen no shit like that?
I think I'm just talking
you talking like the push and pull from the tide type shit?
Yeah, like it's currents.
Well, it's tides,
yeah, it's currents.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know the truth, bro. I don't know. I stay away from that shit because it's gonna be it's too much. It's too much. It's gonna be too confusing.
It ain't too much
because
that's how you socialize to think. It ain't too much.
This is how I look at it.
It's not a nuance.
If I'm a rich white motherfucker, I would never let you see documents that point you towards the truth. And who control the internet? Who control the internet?
Scapegoat, bro.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Who control the internet? Where you get your research from?
So shit, I get my research from primary sources. A lot of things are on Google.
Who control Google?
I think it's this.
It ain't no black person.
This smoothish type guy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why when you say certain anti-Jewish things, because anti-Semitic is talking about
we ain't
a group of 11 to 12 people.
We ain't anti-Jewish, but I'm just saying. A Jewish person control Google. Majority of our books come from a publicist or something like that. Who control that?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We got to look and think about the political climate of the society in the time frame. So in the 1800s, they were writing these books to tell you about niggas over here so you could learn about them, so you could finesse those niggas. So that shit was fake accurate because they like, yeah, them niggas do this every time at this time of the year. When they go do that shit, go fuck with them niggas, go take they shit, and we gonna go shoot that shit up. And we gonna force them niggas go do that. James Adair.
I don't think they gonna say where you from though.
Yes, they are.
I think they might say these niggas do this,
bro. They gonna tell you them niggas from right there, bro.
I think it's some shit like
you ever heard.
You gotta. This how I think like an evil white person, bro. I ain't no evil white person. I think like that because it's protective. You feel me? Just think about this. If we got two different hoods, right? We gonna put it in nigga terms. We got two different hoods. You gonna think the word, like the best way to get at me, just like I'm gonna think the
On some
best way to
tribal
get at
shit.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna think, okay, what I could, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay one of your niggas to tell me everything about you.
Right.
You feel me?
That's what
But
Andrew
I ain't gonna
Jackson
let-
did.
But
Right.
but I ain't finna. I might tell my niggas, but I'm gonna tell my niggas, bro, don't let this information. Only the niggas that's close to me. Like, okay, let's say I'm the Freemasons or Illuminati or some shit. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them.
Gatekeepers.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them. But nigga, if you tell them, you did, bro.
Right.
You feel me? Right. So now I got the upper hand on you. But then you might be thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna get him back, or I'm gonna get into his shit. You know what I'm saying? If my niggas don't fold, you never get information on me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, but then kind of to his point, I don't know if this is your point, so I ain't gonna put it on you like that. But what if your niggas do fall and get to actually telling the real truth?
Right, but how would you know that's the real truth if he, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
See,
That's
the confusion. See how we confused now?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
So the
know
way I
truth.
get this shit right, so what I do is I'll look at the history from the National Archives or the government.org or these primary
who the government-
sources.
who in charge of all that shit.
I mean, hey, but it's the government, so you niggas trust the government. So shit, they told you,
But some people
this shit
don't.
right here.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
get what
understand.
you're
It's confusing. That's why
Yeah,
I don't even.
I
And
understand.
that's what I meant when I said it's too much. It's too much for me to try to decipher which way to go. And I think that's again why I say most niggas don't. That's why I say most niggas don't want to self-improve, bro, because it's too much. I'm already dealing with the fact that I'm going through some shit, and that's hard. And then when I say to myself, okay, like, what is the truth? How can I be what I need to be? And then you start to look into all this other shit, and then you fighting this battle between what's being taught from the enemy versus
Is that the enemy type shit?
exactly,
You know what I'm
and on that. But then you think about all of the history that's been lost. Maybe it's a lot of shit that is true that I just don't have the access to.
Right.
Or to his point, if I do have the access to it, how can I definitively say that this is
real.
true?
So you could decipher it with your
Niggas
discernment.
throw their hands
So
up.
you
And then-
cross-reference
and then throw their hands up and say,
information.
"Fuck it, I don't
So
even-"
y'all hear this, y'all? Y'all cross-reference
Yeah.
information, right?
But-
so when I'm looking at data, I'm making sure my data skews in the middle, not too far right, not too far left, right? So I'm not opposed to getting different information because I'm not with that confirmation bias. But once you get a certain amount of information, you have to use that information in your research and use your discernment and say, hey, let me look at my family history and see if this makes sense. Oh, damn, this does make sense in my family history. All right, cool. Let me see how that applies to everything else. So what was Dr. King really talking about when he said that they use these European peasants to mechanize our farms, and we taught them how to mechanize our farms, but then this is the same people who telling us telling the Negro to lift himself up from his own bootstrap.
Right.
What was James Baldwin talking about when he said, oh, y'all was cheering on the cowboy little movies and shit when he was killing the Indians the whole time you were the Indians.
Right.
What happened when Muhammad Ali just told you that I couldn't get served a cup of coffee, but some Africans came and got served a cup of coffee?
Right.
You ain't repeat that shit even in Black Panther when he said, hey, you got the key? He said, yeah, shit on my lip, daddy. He said, yeah, but they will say you are lost. He said, why? Nigga, your mama is from over here, nigga. That's why Killmonger was evil. Because he wasn't loved from the village, so he came to burn that bitch the fuck down. That's why he is lost. That's what I learned with them Africans. I'm hey, what up, cuz? You don't know who you are. I say, boy, what the fuck is you talking about, boy? We came from Africa and shit, slave trade and shit, nigga. We African American, nigga, black power.
Yeah.
They like, no. I'm like, damn, what the fuck you on? Then I ain't listen to my aunties and my grandma and shit. We got in our family. Hell yeah, ooh. Then okay, let me go look at the documents. Look at the documents. I found out. I fucked around, and what happened? I found out. Now I'm not saying every so-called black person is an American Indian heritage. You might be Black European.
Yeah, for sure.
You might be Polynesian. You might be actually African.
Right.
But you only will know if you do your own genealogy. You can't be one all say all type shit. Like, oh no, we all this.
Oh,
No, yeah,
one
for sure.
size
Yeah,
fit
yeah,
all.
no.
Yeah, there ain't no one size fit all. Like we all
I just see it
different,
like
bro.
this. Black people, you get a different bunch of shades of black from a black person. That's how I look at it.
And you know what the oldest skeleton remains are?
Yeah, but African, right?
Nope, in Mexico, nigga.
No, I thought
The
it was
Chickamauga mummies, nigga. Look it up.
I think you just
I'm
telling me
about
about
to
that.
look it up.
You know what pyramid is bigger than the pyramid of Giza?
What?
You know?
Nah, I don't think
It's in
so.
South America. And them pyramids is way more intricate and detailed.
For real?
The
Yeah.
Aztec pyramids and shit like that.
Shit, them pyramids in Peru,
The
everywhere.
Mayans.
Shit, we got pyramids.
Yeah,
we got pyramids in Illinois.
Yeah, I seen some
What?
pyramids.
Yes, it's
in
called,
the USA too, but
What's it called?
See, it's
What mounds? So we got the biggest mounds right here in Illinois. We got pyramids in the lake of Wisconsin. This shit is Googleable. Literally, my nigga.
I just say
We had this shit
it's a lot of
everywhere.
information because I done seen some shit like the oldest person, the oldest bones they found was in Africa or some shit.
No.
And that's what
They try to say that's Lucy or some shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
And those
it's
bones
too
from
much.
animals.
Too much. Not for me. I know I did my research right. I done dove in the rabbit hole. I done went left and right with the shit. I done deep dive
Did you
into
stop?
the Illuminati shit. Yeah, I had stopped because
You can't stop.
because this where it go right. If if you just think like an evil white person, would you ever let a nigga that you control know the truth? It's like we've been pimped all our lives, all our generations. It's like a pimp, bro. Would you ever tell your hoe she a hoe? No.
So let me ask you.
You gonna sweet talk her.
So let me ask
gonna
you.
give her a little shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all. So, all right. So where do y'all think white people come from?
I think they came from a strand of black people. It's
Okay.
like because you could get albino, which is considered white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All of the
Okay.
races.
So
all the shades.
with albino, you get more albino, which is considered eventually Caucasian.
What you
That's how I
learn
think.
growing up in the Nation of Islam?
Same thing. That
You
white
ain't learn about
people-
Yaqub?
Yeah, Yaqub, but that still was a mutation of a black man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
a mutation
Okay.
of a black man.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what I think because I done seen black people have albinos, so it makes sense. After a certain amount of generations, if you stay with that stuff, because this how I think of it, right? If I have if you have a mutated child or we have a clan and we all good, then somebody have something different, we gonna exile them.
Right.
Right? And then let's say if other clans doing this shit too, or they might think it like how to witchcraft or some shit. And there was a point in time where they was killing all witches.
Yeah.
And they just exile, whatever.
Yeah.
Or people snuck them out. Then eventually them people that's gonna be with them people gonna be with them people, and it's gonna create a whole new.
Yeah. A whole
That's how I
new-
don't know, man. I just say, bro. That's how I live my day, bro. If I'm an evil white person, bro, I'm gonna let y'all niggas get to a certain point, but I'll never get y'all to where I'm at. That's how if this is my game and we playing spades and I know I got a cheat code or some shit, I'll never tell y'all niggas if it was money on the table.
See, this is the thing we gotta learn. Is deeper than that, bro. Because the term white people didn't exist until the late 1800s, and if this slavery shit and all this fucked up shit and this brainwash shit and this genocide shit was going on before the term white or black was established,
Right.
then don't you think this shit is a little deeper than just the color of your skin,
No,
bro?
it is, but
If
I
you
don't
look
think
at
you'll
it,
never know.
you will. If
this
you read
ain't
a
your
book
game.
called White Cargo or Christian slaves, Muslim masters, and white slavery in the Mediterranean, you will learn that white people was enslaved longer than so-called black people.
Yeah, but then you gotta question yourself, who book was that? Who made that
Shit,
book?
look that person up and see if they're a credible person.
Yeah, but then
and
you
look
gotta
at their
think,
sources.
It's been
look it up
hella
yourself.
FBI agents infiltrating black people for the longest.
You talking about COINTELPRO, Al Sharpton and shit, and
Even beyond that, that's how you win a war.
that's
against
J.
people,
Edgar
right?
Hoover.
Just like how the Trojans made the Trojan horse to infiltrate. It was a gift. They sent it as a gift, but it was soldiers inside the Trojan horse.
You talking about the movie Troy?
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole thing. When you read up on it too, it's the same thing.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, once you read that type of shit, this shit been going on for 8 years. So
Yeah.
I mean, if
And turn white denies us back then.
you know what I'm saying, I'm saying like this. I'm just thinking I'm not saying y'all wrong or nothing. I'm just saying if I'm a rich white person and this is my game, I got the ups on y'all. I would never let y'all get me.
How about this
You know what I'm
perspective? Well, if I was a dark-skinned motherfucker from Europe, but I blended in perfectly well with y'all niggas, and I made sure that y'all believed everything which I wasn't supposed to believe, and y'all listen to me because I look just like y'all niggas. What then?
Yeah, but if I'm a rich white person, I would never let you know if you came from my camp, I would never let you know everything I know. You get what I'm saying?
But what he's saying is that it's not white people not even in the question.
No,
more.
yeah,
What-
I know.
What he's saying is that it's black people doing evil to black people.
Yeah,
is
but
what
it's
he's
also
saying.
white people doing.
But they're
evil to
not.
them.
They're only black because certain people call them black.
Yeah,
But
no,
if you
no,
look
yeah.
into their heritage, they got
Yeah.
different heritage. Some people
Right.
are Sephardic, Moorish, Zionist,
yeah.
Jews,
Right.
from
But
somewhere
if-
else,
yeah.
and we're not that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is black, Moors, whatever. If I'm the upper race, I would never let y'all get close.
Why they got to be
You
the
know what
upper
I'm saying?
race?
No,
It's not
I'm just
even a
saying.
race
No,
thing
I'm
no
saying
more,
the
'cause-
mental thing. Because right now, what we saying is, why is black people not where we at? Right? We not discussing why white people not where they at. So apparently, they got to be some type of upper than us.
They where they at because they got the credit.
Right? But what I'm saying is they
They
got to
made
be
this
some type
system
of,
based off something that's not really real. We used to use the bartering system, bro. They came in with promissory notes, bro, and now that shit not backed off anything. That's
Right.
why our currency is down low as fuck, and that bricks is coming up, bro.
Right. So what
Like,
we saying is we agree that the white people have an upper hand on us, right? Or as we say, if we not saying that.
I wouldn't say they have an upper hand on us. I would just say that we aren't exposed to certain information, and we have certain misconceptions that hold us down in a certain way. So if you're thinking that
So if we down
you
and
come
they
from
up.
a monkey in Africa and that you
No,
have
no, that's
nothing,
crazy. That's
no,
crazy.
no, this is a mindset. You think you come from a monkey in Africa. You think that your ancestors were nothing but
Right.
slaves. You're gonna definitely gonna be with the democratic socialistic shit,
Yep.
looking
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
handout,
Yep.
asking people to help you,
Right.
when they're telling you to no one helps nobody but themselves, but you're out here asking for help and shit, but then you're confused about your movement. It's like that book called the Crisis of the Intellectual Negro, where the Negro who's intellectual or went to school thinks that he knows some shit and thinks that, oh, I'm an intellectual and this party is for us and this shit is for us. Oh yeah, pro this. But then you don't go deep into the root of that shit and how that shit actually started, who's funding that shit and who's benefiting from this shit being spread. And now you're looking like, oh, maybe this isn't for us. So like, we're on this conception or this way of thinking that we're free, right? But like you just said, we can't say certain shit on YouTube, right?
No, you good.
No, I mean, no, we can't.
Yeah, we
though.
can't say
we can't
crazy
say certain
shit,
shit
but
on
yeah,
YouTube
yeah, for
because
sure.
of the Smith month authorization
Yeah,
act.
yeah, yeah.
And before that was another act, and that's basically about telling them, oh yeah, any information about America, we disseminate that. Disseminate mean we're gonna change that shit to our liking.
Yeah, yeah.
So whatever that's about America that's bad, we're gonna change that shit, make it seem like it's positive, and we're gonna feed that shit to y'all. That's why when we learn about wars from other countries, they learning some whole other shit because from what they learning, America started that shit and they did this, and then when we learning, they started that shit.
Right.
How the fuck they start that shit?
Right.
Right.
Go read a fucking book and see where their economy was at the time. How the fuck could they do it?
Certain control though. That's why I'm saying like if I'm
It's
y'all
social
gotta
engineering.
understand, bro.
I understand
you get
both.
what-
That's why I'm kind of
yeah.
just quiet and just
No,
I understand
yeah,
both.
No, I'm saying
really understand
I'm
both.
saying no. It's nothing wrong with doing research though, because I did it. But what I'm saying is, bro, ain't no way if this is my game, bro, I'm not gonna let you get the upper hand, bro. Because I'm not saying they upper more than us. What I'm saying is,
Do you know your family history from 300 years ago?
no, not 300 years.
They
ago.
got the upper
You know
hand.
what I'm saying? Yeah, they gonna always have the upper hand. If I go
Now, if you
300
learn your
years,
history-
because you got to think like this. If I go 300
family
years,
history.
300 years, what black person wrote what book? 300 years ago. Do anybody
Maybe
know a book
that term
back then?
black wasn't
Oh no, I'm saying
existing.
Indians. Okay, let's say Indians. What Indian wrote a book 300 years ago?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we didn't speak English
the Bible
or write
can't-
English.
I know that's what I'm
so
saying. That's what I'm saying.
We weren't gonna
We-
get a book like
we-
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't know English, and then if you do interpret it, who interpret it?
That's what they
It's
call
either
us, illiterate.
Yeah, it's either gonna be a white person that interpret it, and who knows what the fuck he done.
Or a swarthy
Yeah,
European.
you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to convince nobody, but I'm just saying.
I feel it.
A lot of shit that we do research on, it's a toss up. Either it's gonna be real. Or
it's
you know
still
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
that hand
It's still
in the
gonna
mix,
be
that hand
like
in the mix, like it's in the
because we
mix
got the
everything.
Bible, right? But then the Bible is a
nah.
bunch of people that
That's Helios Biblios.
yeah,
bro.
that got
Yeah.
their own experience with Jesus himself.
But
you
this is
know
what I
I'm
say,
saying?
bro. This is why I say in this generation,
Right.
you have access to these documents
Right.
from back then. Like, that's the lazy nigga side of it. When you tell a nigga, go look it up, you go on Google. I did one Google search. I didn't see that shit. That shit say Indians from Asia. Fuck that
Right.
shit. That shit, woo. Okay. Why don't you look at a primary source about Indian slavery in colonial times in the 1700s, and let's go read that and go cross-reference some data. That's how you do it. You don't just go on Google and be like, oh yeah, that's truth. You Google that and you like, oh, let me get another source. Let me get another source. See if that shit makes sense. Let me get another source to make sure that makes sense.
What do you mean when you say cross-reference data? Do you mean
You gotta cross-reference your sources, like get different other perspectives type shit. Like
to see,
get what America been saying. See what the Spanish were saying. See what the British were saying. See what the French were saying. What you were.
Yeah,
right.
Because they gonna tell you, they ain't Africans.
Right.
We know who they are. They American Indians. We knew that we was at war with the fucking with the colonials because we Spain, so we gave them niggas some weapons so they could fight them niggas. We told them they fight for us, then they gonna not be fucking slaves from them niggas.
Right.
And that's what niggas
have you
fight
ever
on
did
different
that little technique of tell somebody something, then they pass it out, tell somebody something
Yeah.
at school,
It's
and
gonna-
then eventually
it's gonna
the shit
be a
get
different
fucked
story.
up. That's how I look at shit too. Is like, okay, we could cross reference shit, but everybody gonna have a little spice to it. You get what I'm saying?
Well, not with primary sources though. Primary sources, nigga, that's like me going to a tribe and then I just sat there and I just looked around and I say, them niggas eat chicken. What they doing? They frying chicken and eating chicken. Them niggas, whenever somebody get married, they go around the fire and they dance.
Right.
That's what them niggas did because they was getting that information so they could send it to their friends so they can be like, all right, let's send them both over. All right, them niggas is friendly. We gonna try to come to them and then bring Jesus to them and then try to finesse them. Them niggas is dangerous in California. That's Queen Khalifa. They shoot niggas.
Right.
Let's not go over there.
So you saying the primary?
Let's go to
source
Virginia.
Is the person that, but what I'm saying is 10 years down the line, how we know he telling the truth.
or that
You know what I'm
primary source
saying?
is
Because
still...
what happens is you get a group of people like us that says one thing, but then
But you
might
saying
get a
that with that,
master.
but how you gonna say that with the shit we been fed our whole
No,
life?
I'm saying that's where you get the strong motherfucker, the master or whatever. He might kill you because you know the truth, but you told us the truth. Now we just seen this nigga die,
destroyed.
We get this nigga destroyed.
I ain't
so
saying
so
a
what's the
motherfucking
so
name.
what? Hey,
And
what's the
then master,
truth?
And then the master come to you and what's the truth?
What's the
nigga?
truth?
I'm like, Ye,
you know what
come
I'm
kill
saying?
me, nigga. Come kill me. What
know what
Ye
I'm saying?
say?
But then-
What Ye say? We ain't black,
Yeah,
nigga.
I know.
What you know about crazy, nigga?
No, but that
What you
ain't-
know about it, nigga? I'm the richest nigga in American history, nigga. Like I don't know some shit.
That's what he said?
Like I don't know some
that's what he
shit.
said.
He's I'm the richest nigga in America.
Yeah.
Nah, he ain't say that, but he
wild.
he
Yeah,
was.
he was saying that
before
though.
he said the shit about them other niggas.
That's
but
crazy.
that's why I say.
You don't think he knows some shit?
I don't
You
know.
don't think
no,
he doing the
he
business
definitely
deals
know.
all around the world? You don't think he
Yeah,
knows
no,
some
he
shit?
I
knows
don't
some
know,
shit.
man.
Why he ain't saying he a
knows some
Hebrew
shit.
Israelite? Why he ain't saying he a Moor?
No, he do know.
Why he ain't saying he
knows some
African
I
American?
was just saying, I
What
never
the fuck
said
do he know?
African-American.
Right, he knows some shit though.
Ye been new. It was in
Yeah.
Dreams, Diamonds Are Forever. He
Yeah.
say, do the rain dance, nigga. Bring our rain back.
Yeah.
Some nigga, snatch your chain back, nigga. Ye been the same nigga, bro.
Yeah,
Niggas
yeah,
just
I fuck with
brainwashed to think a certain way to think
Yeah.
that, hey, he's saying something different.
But-
That's not what you should do.
But this
Yeah.
what this what I
Taboo.
yeah,
Nigga,
yeah.
fuck you.
This
Nigga, I do say what the fuck I
with
want,
Ye,
nigga.
With Ye, I think they just letting him go on because the black community don't believe he's telling the truth.
black people
because
already
they think
believe
he crazy. You know
No,
what I'm
the
saying?
thing is, a lot about the black community actually believe Ye. It's just y'all follow these tabloids and this shit on social media with produced by white people
yeah, but
saying
it's- but
Ye crazy,
Crazy.
Ye doing it
Yeah.
again.
But
that's
Here
where
go
the
Kanye
confusion-
West doing it
You see how
again.
they create confusion amongst us?
Yeah.
Is that half of
But
us
that-
probably don't believe the nigga. Half of us think he crazy. Half of us do believe it. But that's confused. That's what I'm saying.
But that goes back to his point about divide and conquer.
Exactly.
yeah, but how you gonna divide and conquer if everybody ain't on one accord?
That's how you divide and conquer.
Exactly.
By not having people on
On
one
one
accord.
accord.
No, that's
yeah.
because you having a race, an inter-race war, basically.
Right.
That's not how.
That's exactly
That's
what
divide and
white
conquer.
community-
If they
Hold on,
if they
hold on.
can't decide on who they are and they
Yeah.
can't come in one grip like, hey, this who we are. Let's go get this shit
and
done.
you have an in and you force
No,
them
we
to have
this.
a
No, we
inner-
that.
Right.
No, we this. No, we that.
Oh, yeah.
No, we this. No, we that. All right. We ain't even get to solving the first problem. We still don't talk about who the fuck
Yeah.
we are. Based on what? On Deuteronomy?
Yep.
On the Bible, on Helios Biblios, bro?
Yep.
On a sun book, bro?
Yep.
Do
But-
niggas know what
but
this
let
shit
me-
is, but they reading it though?
Yep.
Do you really know what this shit is though?
Yep.
What is Helios Biblios?
Yeah.
What does Helios mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean?
Tell me.
That shit mean the sun, right? Biblios, bibliography, book, right? The sun fucking book, right? So what the fuck is niggas talking about, bro? Niggas gotta go to the etymology of shit, understand what the fuck niggas is talking about, bro. That shit is coded, bro. That shit not to design saying the truth, bro. That shit is
Right.
designed. That shit is taken from different tablets,
Right.
different the indigenous people from around the world. Jesus Christ, that's a title.
Right.
Just like Christopher Columbus is a title. Christopher Columbus never existed. His name was Fernando Zarco. Christopher Columbus was a title.
Right.
And he was doing shit that he wasn't supposed to do. That's why he died poor. That's why King Ferdinand and Queen Elizabeth was like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. You weren't supposed to go over there and do that trifling ass shit.
Oh, for real?
They said he thought he was in India. India, go Google when India was called India. That shit say 1950 something, bro. Before that, when was it called? Didn't Columbia's come a couple hundred years ago? So how the fuck you think it's India? This is the one called India on the map.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact.
So what the fuck Indians they talking about, bro?
Right.
What the fuck is they talking about?
Where the fuck did he think that he thought that he was? Well, he knew what he was.
lying. He knew where the fuck he was at, bro.
Yeah.
He knew where the fuck he was at, bro.
We're gonna wrap it up with that, man. We're gonna have to wrap it up with that. We're gonna have to bring my boy Corn back, man. I wish we had
for
more
part two,
time,
for
bro,
sure.
because we was just truly starting to heat up.
Yeah, for sure.
We were
Part
just
two, for
really
sure.
starting to heat up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, but we're gonna have to wrap it up, man. We're gonna have to call it a night with that. I want to thank y'all, man, for tuning in. I really think that this was a fucking exciting fucking episode, and it was way different than what we usually do. So I want to thank you,
Yeah, for sure.
for you, and for what you brought to the show.
For sure.
And like he said, man, we gotta have you back, man.
Yeah,
But
for
before we wrap it up, any closing thoughts?
Let me just say, y'all watching,
Drop
right?
your social medias too, man.
He ain't got nothing, remember?
No, he do.
He do,
said-
but
So
he's
my
like,
Instagram is He Who Shines. I forgot my Twitter name. I don't be
you
on
got an
that.
email, niggas can hit you up.
Don't hit me up with my email. Don't reach
Oh
me.
damn.
hey, hit him up through man Chico. Y'all got questions for him? Hit him up through
But
Man
I was
Chico.
gonna say, if y'all got questions for what I'm talking about, y'all do your own research. Don't listen to what no nigga tell you.
Right.
Go look up the National Archives. Go look up the government.org. Go find out what a primary source is. Cross-reference that. Go ask your elders and your family and say, hey, what kind of Indian got in our family? Because if you ask them back in the day, they can get hung and tarred and feathered. What the fuck tar and feather got to do with an African? That got to do with niggas right here. But anyways, cross-reference that shit. Look that shit up yourself. And if you got time, go check out a nigga named Dane Calloway, Kuramayo Ahau, and Rod Hayes, and the research guy.
Where they find him at?
You can find them niggas on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Can you say the names one more time?
Dane Calloway, he got books. I'm just here to make you think. Fuck what you talking about? We got Rod the GD, growth and development. Growth and development.
Hey, okay.
We about the growth and development.
Yeah,
y'all.
for sure.
We got Curry Mayo, a South American Taino brother. I actually shares a couple emails with him because I first watched his video and he was telling niggas, he was telling the same shit, showing primary sources, and I was like, man, fuck this nigga. Fuck is he talking about, man? Fuck this light skin ass nigga.
Yeah.
Then I went in my own family documents and I had to apologize to the nigga in my head type shit. You feel me? And I found shit out. So, and the research guy, man, like that nigga really do genealogy. He would do your genealogy for a price type shit.
That's his real name, the research guy?
The research guy, yeah. He's
black?
on, yeah, of course. I mean, he's not black.
But yeah, right, but yeah, I understand. For sure.
But yeah, he
Okay.
look like this. Yeah, he look like you. Yeah.
But, okay, is he credible? Is my point.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna show you a primary source. Like the thing is with primary sources is niggas could take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, that's all you have that could tell you about history. And a lot of people get their history from a religious book.
Right.
So if you want to get your history from a non-religious book on history from primary sources of people who were there, who wrote that shit down, who whole life and job was to write down what they saw for 40 years, aka James Adair, then you would know who the niggas right here really are and who the people they bought to replace us, the $5 Indians. Like I said, the Trans-Pacific slave trade, they bought chinos and negritos over here, reclassified them as Indians, then reclassified them as Mexicans. And Mexico ain't Mexico, that's Anahuac. Anahuac is Texas, all that shit. So you gotta, now you understand why is they talking about building, Trump talking about building a wall. When you learn certain history, you understand what's going on politically in the world. So that's my message, bro. Like, hold yourself accountable. Once you learn the history, research that shit to understand why you're in the position you're in society at this moment. Because that's the only thing that's going to tell you. You can't ask your mama and your daddy. That's where they learn they shit from.
Same place.
The public school.
Literally, same place you learned your shit from.
Nigga, you said, if I'm thinking about like a rich white person don't put their kid in public school. That the fuck? They are in private school getting real information. They don't teach that bullshit to the rich white elites. They teach that shit to the white peasants. You know why? Because most of the people who came over here to colonize America were peasants or criminals from the penal system in Europe. They say, I don't want these niggas over here. Let's get these niggas and send them niggas over there and make them niggas work. And them niggas was picking cotton. And we looking at them like, yeah, pick that cotton, nigga. But now somehow we watching movies and shit from Alex Haley when he plagiarized his shit from The African, a book written by a Jewish person. Plagiarized his book, went to court for it, got sued for it. And y'all niggas still believe that shit. Y'all still believe roots and shit. Y'all gonna watch the movies and shit.
That's heavy.
Y'all niggas wanna watch the movies, get sad, pay money to get sad, to deprogram yourself from the truth. And you support it. Why? Because it's black actors. You know, woman who play Harriet Tubman is a black European. She said she don't have shit to do with us. She said, I don't identify with none of y'all niggas in y'all heritage. I'm from Europe.
For real?
I look just like y'all. I play Harriet Tubman. Yeah, sure. But I ain't got shit to do with y'all niggas. Go look that shit up. The one who play Harriet Tubman. Look everything up that I'm telling you niggas. Don't listen to shit I'm saying, bro. Look that shit up yourself, bro. See if that shit resonate with your heart, bro. There's a difference between truth and reality. All right? Reality is what it is. Truth is a agreed upon subject, bro. It's like a fact. Oh, yeah, this is true because who said it? We said it. That ain't reality, nigga. That's just the truth that y'all came with. That's what ain't no truth but your own. That's the difference between the truth and the fact now.
That's how.
But what the fuck is reality? Reality is what the fuck
it is. No matter who say this is what the
is what the fuck it is.
No matter who got something to say about it.
And reality to me is public or private. I'm not letting y'all niggas know. It's called Rothschilds for a reason. Everybody ain't billionaires, trillionaires to control the world like Rothschilds and the other names that may
Rockefellers,
Vanderbilt, everybody not
Vatican
in my circle. If I'm a rich white person, public or private, so I never release the truth so my family could stay where I'm at.
I never released the reality.
I'll give you the He said corn could get smoked, but I ain't gonna do it. Fuck is niggas talking about?
I never give the public or private kids.
Corn could be Malcolm, not me. Shit.
And also,
golly.
Also, I will say, but it is a lot of information out there. You could get, like I said, I did shit too. You could get confused in it and stuff like that. Please do your research. But I'll just tell you, you'll never know the truth. Is this my game? That's all I'm gonna say. I never want nobody to get the close to me as possible.
The real cheat code is realizing why the United Nations didn't send Dr. King any protection in March. Because they said there is no nation called a black nation.
For sure.
I'm going to end it on that.
For sure. That's true.
Say that.
And remember, the president is the president, but he don't know the truth.
He ain't running shit. The great Pope running some shit. Stop the bullshit. It's 3 popes, nigga.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
T-Codes, man. Hey, I wish we had an audience, man, so we can give my boy Corn a round of applause.
Yeah, we definitely gonna once we do like a convention or some shit, we bring him out.
Hey, look, you're gonna be back, man. But
sure.
again, hey, well, thank y'all for tuning in, man, to another episode of Men Chicos. Don't forget, we always forget to say it, but don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this video, post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram.
Yeah, and comment y'all opinions, man. This was a good ass episode, bro.
Comment y'all opinions, share it, have a debate. All that good stuff, man, and continue to tune in with us, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Until next time. It's your boy King Rob.
It's your boy Naughty G.
And it's your boy Elote Harden.
Yeah.
Positive energy always creates elevation. So remember that shit and spread that shit.
Let's get it.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all, man. We out.